We're live.
Yay! Hi, everybody.
Hello, welcome back. It's been a while since we did Starfinder. So, thank you all for joining us.
Yeah.
This week, we rejoin 3 of our 4 adventurers from last week.
That's us.
Or last month. Ish.
It's been a minute.
It's been a while. And we are currently, at the... we're at Absalom Station right now, which is the station that is orbiting the now disappeared planet that many of the humanoid races have come from.
Okay.
And as of last time, what has happened was that they were able to find a derelict freighter, pretty much, from before the Gap. And the Gap, in this case, is a period of time that that is when the planet disappeared, and also all records of anything before that time have been completely scrambled to the point of being completely unintelligible by any race. And
that's sort of the thing, right? Is that we actually don't know that for sure is the period when the planet disappeared, because we have no idea what happened at all. Yeah. Nobody has any memory of it. There are no written records of it, and the written records that do exist are unintelligible.
Exactly.
So, to the best of our knowledge, that's when Galarian disappeared.
Yes, exactly. And now, so we are at Absalom Station, and during the last game, we had Indigo Stars contacting the Archaeologist Guild to pretty much talk about the, tell them about this derelict freighter that they found.
Got them to pay for gas for our trip to and fro.
Yes.
That's true, they did expense some stuff.
Yeah. And then we had our good friend, William, what is your character's name again?
Amoss Lanson.
We had our friend Amoss Lanson go and sell some trinkets that he found on the bridge of the ship.
Along with some information.
Along with some information, but not the location of the derelict freighter. And Greg, what is your character's name again?
My character's name is Haliloss.
Haliloss. All right. And then Haliloss went and talked to leaders of his faith on Absalom Station.
That's right.
Before pretty much going back to the ship. And our other friend... friend has pretty much talked to some of his old buddies, given them the exact location of the freighter, and had them put through documents that impound the Indigo Stars ship.
Yes, the Karmic Rift has been impounded. We are not able
corrupt police officials
to take off from Absalom Station.
It is under suspicion of kidnapping and also stealing.
But yeah, that's where we're at.
Can I get how much is space lawyer? I'm not even joking.
I know.
I think there are rules for professional services.
I'm pretty sure there are, and we will figure that out if we get to there.
It depends. What kind of lawyer you're looking for?
Not a mob lawyer.
Are you looking for high quality?
Not like a fixer lawyer.
Or are you looking for a Saul Goodman lawyer?
I don't know if they
a
have
lawyer
an
that
advertisement
can
on a
get
bus.
Exactly, Saul Goodman lawyer.
I want a lawyer that gets my ship out in a relatively fast period of time.
Jimmy McGill.
No,
it makes sense.
Jimmy McGill will do it. Can do it.
So that's where we're at.
Yep.
What happens next?
So, also, as you all probably have noticed, we do have Caitlin joining us today.
Yay, new people!
Whose character will join us shortly. But first, let's go ahead and start off. You guys are on the ship.
My profession should have been lawyer.
While that's happening, I'm going to look up
It should have been
character
lawyer.
stats so I know what I'm doing.
I don't know
It would have been
true. I am
so much better.
I am trying not very well to comfort your character.
It's okay. Indigo's like regretting all of his life choices. Like,
I'm very sincere about it, but as a not terribly wise person, it's not very insightful. It's just a lot of there. Back
pat.
I've only like average. Actually, all of my traits are like fairly average.
So
as I walk up like towards the ship, I see the impound and like I assume a guard or two.
You see the impound. You see that pretty much like the booster at the back of the ship is like a boot on it, and the ship itself, like there seems to be a note on the like a hollow note on the actual like docking station area that says ship is impounded until further notice.
Well, shit. There's no guards or anything.
You don't see any guards.
Okay.
There were guards as you walked into the spaceport.
Right.
There were no guards on that.
My mechanical expertise.
I'm gonna go to the little impounder device thing. Do I recognize it at all? That'd be a criminal underworld.
You mean the back, the thing on the back?
Yeah. Whatever is like impounding the engine.
Go ahead and give me a. So you have a. Can I see the sheet real quick?
Yeah.
Gotta remember what the skills are.
Yep, gotta remember what the skills are.
The struggles of a new system.
Yep, exactly.
I'm got that 5e campaign that I'm running for people, and I still refer to it as sense motive instead of insight. And people look at me, they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Ah."
All right, go ahead and give me an engineering check to like pretty much like see if you know this.
Yeah.
This type of thing.
It's only a +6.
You sure don't.
That's a 9.
9.
It looks like any other impound kind of boot on the boosters. Something to stop them from opening fully and like turning on.
Right.
Seems pretty standard. You don't see anything different about it than you would on a normal situation like this.
Alrighty.
Yeah, a normal situation. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Climb back aboard the ship. I'm like, alrighty.
Actually, give me a quick perception check.
Okay, yeah, sure. Perception 9.
You see 9? Nothing.
You get aboard the ship and just say, alright, which one of you got in trouble with the law?
Guess.
It's not me.
No, it was your... Oh no!
You guys don't know any that
he's just my roommate.
That's true, and I forgot that your characters weren't friends.
No.
Yeah. Okay, then I
we
don't.
had a police official.
Then I don't say
around the corner or something.
I don't say guess. I just say I have no idea.
Yeah, because you guys have both. None of you know that this has been done.
The ship was simply this way when we arrived.
Can I like? I don't really have enough wisdom to even like sense of it.
Sense motive and see if it was him.
Well, like on like who would do such a thing to us, or
do you have the common sense to be like, man, I wonder who did it?
Who potentially like would be like?
Where's our?
Are you whistling? Just like, no, it wasn't me.
Oh, we had to talk to the police.
It wasn't me.
I mean, the authorities in this situation do seem like the appropriate people to talk to.
Yeah, where's our trade?
Did we?
But not about this.
Yeah, but the guy. This is
definitely. Yeah, where's that customs officer fellow?
He left.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like as far as the free travel ship,
yeah, I feel like he should be able to help us out.
Yeah, he
I don't think
trying to remember. I don't think I ever rolled any good sense motive.
I don't think he was a friendly guy towards us. This is an out of character statement.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely was.
Yeah, no, he was definitely.
He was very.
Well, in character, I don't know. I certainly didn't sense.
Oh, hey, Adam.
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Playing an RPG today.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I don't think any of us really have the sense that he was out to get us.
Right.
Do we?
I don't think we do.
I would like assume that he at least disliked us.
I mean, like you guys know that he pretty much was accidentally on this ship.
I could. Do I need to roll wisdom to be like this
go
guy?
Go ahead and give me a wisdom check, and I'll tell you like just because
people don't like being kidnapped by accident.
Yeah, and also just like in general because I don't want to mix in character and out of character.
This is true. That's fine.
I'll give you what your character would think based on right now. Will they know?
That's pretty good.
In plus wisdom modifier, or
yes,
no?
Give me a plus wisdom modifier.
Then 18.
18. All right. So, based on what you know, there are a few things that come to mind. First off, there's the idea that someone wanted to go. Like, you're pretty sure that it had something to do with the derelict freighter.
Okay.
Because that seems like a really big discovery.
Yeah.
You're not sure exactly which way that is connected. It could have been rivals from the guild who may have overheard something about that and wanted to go ahead of it.
We should never have told them.
And also, there are definitely other people who, if they had the knowledge of it, would want to take advantage of this for personal monetary gain.
Seedier motive.
You don't really have that kind of connection
sense
at the moment, because the thing with the other character, other Greg's character, he was
Janus, I think was his name.
Janus. Was it really?
All right,
so.
It's fairly
Janus
appropriate.
Silvestrine or something like that.
Something like that. But he was, for the most part, just concerned with, like, you know, did you steal this shit kind of stuff.
Yeah, he definitely seemed that way.
He never really, like, just from your character's point of view, he never really, like, was outwardly concerned about the derelict freighter. So you're not really seeing that much of a connection there. The one thing that you could say is that you could see something being there because of the fact that it was the charges on the ship are that it was stolen and something like that. There's a little bit weird there because he actually was the one who phoned in the fact that that the ship was totally fine, legally yours on the way in. So there's that. I wouldn't say that he currently has that much suspicion going against him in your mind. Currently. You also haven't seen him in a while, but also our friend Amos just got back. So for the moment, you weren't expecting him to be part of like this whole mission anyway. He was just like, yeah, I just want to get back to work kind of thing.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, I can try and see what is the process going on with the officials, see if we can expedite this in any way.
I think that would be a good idea. I think
my character is dejected and like gives you control over it.
Could I perchance borrow one of your conlinks?
What happened to yours?
I just want to make sure that I don't want them to trace it back to my conlink.
Seems.
I'm much more skeptical about lending you my conlink now that you said that.
It seems like an odd thing to be concerned about.
Well, you know,
with
the way the police surveil individuals these days, I'd prefer... It mixes it up, it makes it safer for the both of us. If they get a lock on me, then they get a lock on all of us. If we use different equipment, then it...
You know that they know where our ship is, right?
Well, yes, but they don't necessarily know who's on the crew, who's aboard. I mean, we are two very new, recent arrivals aboard the ship.
Why don't we just go down to the office and talk to them in person?
Of course, that could certainly be the case, but again, then we're associating ourselves with the ship.
Isn't
now, if Indigo, our friend, could go down,
I would be okay with going down to the police office in person to inquire about the state of the ship.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Yeah. It is also just in the sort of artificial day-night cycle of the station.
Is it closed?
Late. I mean, this is the same day that you arrived.
Is it closed?
Will be station closed.
Yeah, they have to be open.
The Portmaster station is always open, so you can go there. But it's definitely, it seems like it will be on a more lower.
Do we have to like go to bed and then like wake up?
I mean, it's up to you. You can do whatever you'd like. Actually, don't really know the rules for exhaustion in this game.
Eventually you get exhausted, then you're not after you sleep.
Do you guys want to agree to go to bed and wake up tomorrow?
Well, personally, I would just as rather much not go back into the police station.
It has been a rather long day.
I can understand. Actually, I don't know you're a criminal.
No, you have no idea.
I have no idea. You just like
I haven't
seem
rolled a one
sketchy.
yet.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Rolled high on my bluffs, excuse me.
What does he think you are?
He's like a guy. I
Yeah,
rescued from
this
slavery.
actually.
Yeah,
so
actually, yeah, this is...
So,
I'm like, I would not have negative impressions, but like the way that you act in general makes
So,
me like. Actually, I don't know if my sense motive is high enough. You just like seem like sort of off. I don't know.
Out of character, like, so me and initially my sort of mentor con man, we're trying to bleed this guy dry of credits.
Yeah, they were fleecing.
He wanted to go on a pilgrimage to the sun. We literally went with him to the planet furthest away from the sun.
Yes.
And convinced him all along the way. But my mentor betrayed me and tried to sell the both of us into slavery, at which point he rescued us. We all got into his ship, took the customs official with us, because he was unknowingly on the ship, and then took off and then hit the derelict ship. So, yeah.
So at this point, yeah, I don't know what he thinks you are, but it's definitely not a criminal. He just thinks you're like a victim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where
Funny how perception works.
it is. But yeah, I would certainly be down for a good night's rest and going tomorrow morning to speak to the authorities.
That works, sure.
I mean, you definitely have the impetus to go if you want at other times. I will say we can play that through, but it is if you guys want to go for it probably would be best to go for the night, just so I don't have to worry about exhaustion rules.
Yeah, sure, okay. I say we'll go in the morning, or I will go in the morning if no one else wants to go. I go to bed.
Cool.
All right.
Your characters can do
Most
other
certainly
things
not going
if
to
you
a
want.
police
I don't
station
know.
again.
All right.
Greg, do you want to like wander around the port?
No, I mean I'm going to bed.
Okay. Wow, everyone went to sleep. That's cool.
Cool.
And then
That being
the
said, next morning, artificial light increase in the area.
artificial chickens.
Pretty much, you have the space chickens like crowing and all that. Exactly. Now it is morning. So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I think we were planning to head down to the office, so I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna refresh myself and get all presentable, and then I'm gonna approach Indigo Stars and be like, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
My door's been closed.
All right.
Lead the way.
Okay, we're going to the police station.
All right. Both of you, give me a quick perception check, please.
We're being like followed.
Nope. That is a 4 plus 4, 8.
Okay.
That is a
No,
one. I
natural
don't
one.
even fucking know at all.
You both are too like caught up with the fact that that the ship has been impounded for like no reason and all that kind of stuff.
Do we not like?
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, we're engaged in conversation.
Yeah, you're engaged in a conversation
It's
talking
riveting
about
stuff.
about how to get the ship out of the impound and all that kind of thing.
Okay.
So you're able to make it over to the dockmasters, or the impound is usually administered by the dockmaster along with the dockmaster's like police area. You go ahead and walk in, and in the front there is a secretary who perks up as you walk in and says, "Good morning. How may I help you?"
I say something along the lines of my ship has been impounded and I'm not sure why.
Oh well, the impound notice should be there.
Was
Both
there
of
an
you actually
impound?
also give me a quick perception check.
Was there an impound notice?
There was.
Did I not read it? I guess I did
You
not.
did. You looked at it and it was because of the kidnapping and the stolen.
But that's still a true statement because that's not applicable. So you have no idea why it's actually.
And both of you give me a perception check.
Oh, both of us. Okay.
That is a 19.
14.
All right. So, you more so than you notice this. though she seems pretty calm, you notice that she's not like immediately going to the terminal or anything like that to start like looking anything up. She's instead just like, talking to you, like not even really touching the computer. And you notice in the background that there's a lot of like hurried walking around, like just like stuff going on in the back of the police station that just seems a little bit off. A lot of people are just like looking at different computer screens, just like quizzically and other things like that, going from one to another and that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
Like in a like not trying to look at us sort of way.
No, it was nothing about you guys. It seems like their focus is you guys are the furthest thing from their minds right now.
Are there any monitors in the lobby that we could see? Like TVs, basically, is what I'm thinking of.
Mm-hmm. So they got the pizza. We will tell.
Oh yeah, pizza.
Perfect.
So we actually had space pizza delivered to the space jail for our space characters. Space pizza comes.
Space pizza has space arrived.
Space Domino's?
Space pizza comes in regular cardboard boxes.
What's the one from Futurama?
I don't remember.
Planet Express.
They literally have.
Not Planet.
Not their actual. They're a delivery.
Yeah, they're a delivery service.
Or
They had the same pizza place from when Fry was there just 2,000 years later.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
3,000.
could be pizza.
So yeah, if anyone wants pizza,
Pizza
we
Planet
can
works.
go for it. But I think we'll finish this scene before.
I think so.
So let me answer the question about the TV. There is a TV out, just with some like information about like most of it seems to be like one of those screens that almost has like like arrival things and that kind of stuff.
that channel at the hotel that's like about the hotel.
No, more about like more. I'm thinking like in the airport that has like arrivals of when ships.
Okay, sure,
schedules
yeah,
and
right.
that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's like barely visible. It's not really like out to be seen.
Okay.
But
I thought if maybe there was like a news.
you do notice that it just like it's constantly changing, and you also don't seem to be able to read it.
Like, cause my vision's bad?
No,
Like, cause things don't work.
because something is messing with the language on there.
Interesting. That's really weird.
It's not
Okay.
my job.
So she says like,
if the impound statement covers issues that I would like to like dispute the veracity of, or I thought had been. I don't use those exact words.
No, please use those exact words.
If the impound statement covers issues that I thought had been cleared with officers already, what steps should I take to discuss them, or is there a like trial? Like, how do I handle the like
Demand a trial by combat.
not actual trial
Can I direct you to your local space DMV?
or something like that?
So at this point, like as you're saying like you thought that they've already been solved by the other officers. Her like you can see a little bit of a change in her demeanor, of just like a little bit of worry and a little bit of like questioning.
She's like, this guy's an illegal thief guy.
No, well, go ahead if you want to do a sense motive.
My sense motive, that's like fucking amazing. That is a 20.
20. All right.
I have terrible charisma, but my wisdom is like okay.
There you go. So
I
as
can
you're,
know
as
how
you're
bad
looking
I'm fucking
at
up.
her and like talking to her, the moment that she when you start talking about things that have happened earlier is when she starts getting a little bit worried and like glances a few times down at the monitor, and like it seems that there might be some issues that have been going on in general. It's not directed at you, the skepticism.
Okay.
And
What does she say?
She says, well, for things like this, she shakes it off a little bit. For things like this, normally the process itself is an appointment with the dockmaster, and as well as one of the representatives of the police force to go through these issues. And she takes a pad and starts trying to swipe something like that, and hurriedly puts it down, a little bit frustrated, and says, "Would a meeting this afternoon work for you, Mr. What is your name?"
Indigo Stars.
Mr. Indigo Stars. Yes. How about at about 3 o'clock satellite time?
That works.
Okay. Yes. By then, we should have someone to be able to talk to you.
Okay.
Now, at this point,
what time is it?
It's currently 7 a.m.
So we got a while. We got time to kill.
Keelan, what is your character's name?
Ratlauer?
Ratlauer.
That's fine.
No, all but goes by Tink.
Tink?
Yes.
Tink Ratlauer.
Alrighty. So,
You're gonna have fun with this.
you have this morning. You've been in general working around Absalom Station, doing all different kinds of technological, mechanical work for all different kinds of groups. You got a call at 3 o'clock in the morning, from the dockmaster's office, saying we've been having an issue with our records, and in general, there's just our system is not working. Would you be able to come in and check this? We need this done as soon as possible. We can't accept other ships or anything like that. And this very worried middle of the night call. You went ahead and got there. You were hired for the requisite things. You've worked with them before, doing some tech support and that kind of stuff.
They've got you.
And you've been spending the last few hours trying to figure this all out. You are currently in the dockmaster's office working on this. And you've been just bashing your head against this, trying to figure out what's going on, why is this, the source code of the entire system has been rewritten into a language that no one has seen. No one knows this language. It is some kind of a language, but nobody knows it. It has never been really seen before or anything like that. It's almost like a made-up language.
Okay.
And every time you try to, you've had some success, trying to fix parts of it, and it'll go back up for a little bit before reverting into the into what it was previously. And at this point, it's been a few hours, and go ahead and give me a, let's say, yeah, give me a check on your profession. So that should be, or computers, give me computers. Yeah, right.
Okay.
So roll that. And
11 plus... so 16.
16. Alright. So, you at this point have been have realized that this is not something that has to do with in the local office itself. And by this point, some of the communications have been off, but they have been able to realize that there have been more systems impacted by this than just the dockmaster system.
Okay.
So this has to go down to the actual server room, which is in the bowels of the station.
Fun.
And you've been down there in the past, but for the most part, it's not a. It's almost like a maze sewer system ish kind of thing, except mostly done with electrical cables and data cables and that kind of thing. You don't really fancy going down there alone most of the time because there are some miscreants and other things like that. But also, you don't really fancy hiring people to come down with you because that takes out of your pay.
Yeah.
You have currently been heard that there was at least one person in here who is looking at some kind of issue with the impoundment of their spaceship, and would probably like this to be done as soon as possible. There might be some ways of using this to your advantage. And there you go. That is the situation you are currently in.
Do I have a prior relationship with the impound lot? So.
In general, this is the Dock Masters area, all of this. So, you've worked with them before, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know the ins and outs of this whole thing. Yeah. So, that's why they called you instead of someone else. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm gonna go over and find. Are they currently in the?
So you have these two that are currently in there. You've been in the back, but you pretty much have just told the people there that you have to go down to the actual deep server rooms.
Okay. It's like hail and well met.
Hello.
Literally, Soki comes up to you. As you're pretty much, you were just told that you have to wait until 3-ish to get this resolved.
Yeah. Hello.
So is that giant rust bucket out there yours?
I point
It's mine.
The one with the giant boot on the back there, that is yours?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you haven't been able to get it out?
It's very sad.
Well, I could help with that heartbreak, but I know the guy who runs the impound. I could definitely help, but I
My
might need
character's eyes light up for a tiny bit. What? What's the catch?
Oh, there's no catch. I just I just need someone to walk down with me down basement level.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
And then we can leave? It's as simple as that?
Yeah, no, you just walk with me, make sure I don't die, and come back, get your ship.
Alright. I'm good for that. I'm good at making sure things don't die. Or do die. As the case may be.
As the need is. Alright.
Should we actually describe our characters? Because it's been a minute since we've done that.
I actually have no mental
What race are you again?
So I am a Lashunta.
I was about to say, I think Yusoki and Lashunta naturally will trust each other. Somewhat agree.
That's legit.
Yeah.
I am a Lashunta, the muscular variant.
Yeah.
Of that, the physical type. Stocky, bluish skin, white hair, tiny little antennae, and I have probably the most important defining feature of my character is that I have a small mote of sunlight that just orbits my head. I'm constantly surrounded by orange light.
Okay.
It's like a little sim.
That's going to be incredibly useful in the basement.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a walking flashlight.
Perfect. Subtlety is not your strong suit.
Nope.
I will say my character is blonde, has wavy hair. He's an android. I don't know if this is apparent because apparently androids have real human bodies in a way that makes no sense.
Are you Legolas?
Not quite. Maybe. Definitely. I have a picture here that I literally just Googled and decided what my character looked like.
You're the Chris Pine of space.
Pretty much.
Okay, I can work with that.
And so, yeah, I guess that's how I'll look like. I feel like I should have a circuitry tattoo somewhere, but I'll decide later.
All right.
Okay.
And then you are?
I am a tiny little Risoki, about 3 feet tall.
Okay.
Let's go with a generic, scar, sort of like nose under the eye thing, just because mechanical injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And probably some, you can't really see the fur, probably some minor scars because electrical outbursts. Can't control that.
Yeah.
Get electrocuted every once in a while, part of the job. And, don't worry, this will be fine.
Okay.
I'm totally proficient. And of course, little pointier ears with an earring in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and also, you happen to notice a giant, how tall am I allowed to do it? A giant robot, just sort of walking behind me. You don't originally, or would it be better if they notice it after we start walking? So maybe in the corner of the room.
Let's give a perception check.
What I like,
from all of you guys.
I don't know.
Or from the 2 of you.
14.
Well, it's very low. There's it's a 7.
What robot?
So you do see this robotic thing. You don't see it at the moment.
I'm not paying attention.
You're more happy that you found someone that is very willing to help you and makes it seem very, very simple. That they can get you out of the impound lot.
Gotcha. Is it apparent that the robot belongs?
It walked out a little bit after you, I guess, or how did you? What did you want?
Well, I would say that after I was talking, I parked it in the corner while talking to people.
Okay.
Or actually, it'd be better if, because I don't know them yet, and I would say it just sort of lumbers behind me. I'm 3 feet tall. It's probably about 6 feet tall, I think. Well, can't tell how big I'm allowed to do it, because if I could, I would have it be 10 feet tall, but...
I think it's medium, so I think it can be if it's humanoid, it can be 6 feet tall, or if it's quadrupedal, it'll be smaller, the size of a large dog.
Yeah.
I'll have it be humanoid, maybe, 6 feet tall, but clearly a place where I can ride on it.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
So just a big, lumbering, kind of not very agile thing just walking around
I
behind
just kind
me.
of look at it vaguely intimidated, is that with you?
Just think in terms of Groot versus Rocket. That's the size
Yeah.
I'm going for.
Yep.
My character is but doesn't say anything.
Yep.
Also, it has flames on it to make it go faster. That is the science that it little flame designs on it, because that is the science I'm going with. It clearly makes it go faster.
There's no spoiler.
Alright, well, we also have another companion who I know is certainly interested in getting off planet. Perhaps we could invite him along as well and
looking at different
expedite the
Are
whole
you in
process.
the
ship. No,
he's
I'm
back
back
on
on the ship and I'm looking at ship prices to get off the world.
Getting off world.
It's
That's where I need to con.
Nope. Okay. Still can't pay you, but I will help you get your ship and get off world.
It's a barter.
That's all we need.
Cool.
Alright. I run over to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And
you just literally sprint over.
I do. I literally run over to the ship. I don't even go to your quarters. I just stick my head in through the airlock or whatever the ramp is, and I was like, "Hey, Amoss! Amoss! Come on!"
Hide some data pad on me. I'm like, yeah,
come on.
Sure.
We got a job. We're gonna get off planet.
Grab my hat and pistol and run out.
Yeah.
Wait, if you're an outlaw, would I, and as also an outlaw, I have something I have not told them I'm an outlaw at all. Nope, you don't know this.
Nope.
No,
we don't know.
I am legitimate businessman.
We're surrounded by criminals and we don't even know.
But am I aware, if upon meeting him, am I aware that he is an outlaw? Would we have similar contacts?
You wouldn't know because this is literally his second day on this planet.
Okay.
So I'm stating.
Yeah.
You've grown up here. He is from a completely different planet. You don't know anything of him.
So Amoss basically is sort of the typical kind of scoundrelly Ash Williams almost kind of like looking character in that he's got like slightly blue tinted skin for Lashunta. Since he's Demize, whatever. He's a bit taller, so he's about 6 feet tall. Very like wiry kind of. He's got like a big old brown duster on, and then he's got like one of those wide cowboy kind of hats.
You're McCready.
Wasn't thinking that, but you know what? At this point,
you
honestly,
are now.
yeah, and so like the hat's got 2 like maybe inch diameter little holes where my Lashunta antennae pop out of.
There you go. All right. So you all meet up now outside of the Dockmaster's station area, and for the most part, you know the way to the server rooms in general. So you start going down. You have like some certain passages, and you're able to like just lead them down in that direction.
So I am absolutely using the robot to walk. I'm lazy. I'm letting it walk so that I can tower over people. Which really, in effect, makes it almost basically just over ever so slightly above eyeline.
Yeah, pretty much. There are a few times that you have to duck because, like, the lower you go, the more.
Jetpack. Yeah. I refuse to get off the robot.
Oh yeah, no, you're like you know this route well enough that you're just like you're going.
Can I
like,
usually
like
not
this?
warn them when there's going to be a thing? Just like after, like, just let them go. You go first, and then it hits them in the head.
How tall are both of you?
I don't actually have a height written. I just say short.
6'5".
So yeah, I'm probably
You're
like
6'5".
Yeah,
I'm probably like 5'8".
I'm about 6 foot.
Okay, so the only person it actually affects is you.
Or the two of them.
Yeah.
6'5".
Oh, you're right.
So the two of them. So yeah, you guys are going through like in general, like for the most part, you're able to avoid some, but there's always that one that you turn the corner and just like think, oh shit, I forgot about that one, or like I didn't see that one coming. And as you get closer and closer to the server area, there are a few other people that that you recognize, like going in and out. This is usually not a busy area.
Yeah.
But this time, like, you see like actually quite a few Yosoki around, like going through, like a few like other drones and other things like that, and some other races just like going through, like going in and out of the server area, just trying to figure out like what is going on, because there's something messing with a decent number of systems. This, of course, isn't the main server room for the entire station, because they have them distributed a bit all over the station, so that one attack wouldn't like destroy the entire thing, and like just have it shut down and like life support down and all that kind of stuff. So it seems to be, some of these others, it's mostly like minor tech workers and that kind of stuff, who are like going back and forth trying to figure out like what is going on. Yeah, so that's where you guys are currently. And you have a little bit further. I don't know if you guys want to interact at all with these people or not.
I do, because I want to ask them if they found anything that I haven't.
Okay. So you...
And also offended that they paid other people. It's supposed to be my job.
Well, this probably isn't from the documents.
Okay.
You go ahead and grab one Isoki that you know as he's rushing by. His name is Late, and you've like seen him in the past. You like worked with him at all, and as you tap your droid taps him on the shoulder as you walk up to him, and he just like oh well hello, how are you doing today? I see riding the droid as always. I see that we're not the only ones who are hired for this. What is, do you have any reason to stop me from my work?
I'm trying to figure out why the coding language is completely changed, and what you found anything going on?
Yes,
The next show so badly.
This seems to be a bit of a problem for this server room. Surprisingly enough, it seems to only be here, and all of the systems have been affected. And whatever we try to do, they all just revert back within the next few minutes, and then the code changes for that matter. And not only does it revert back, it reverts back to the language, and then when we try to do the same procedures again, it goes ahead and just rewrites itself, for lack of a better word. And I mean, for some of us, there have been a few people who have been able to try to almost link some of the languages with what it was before and anything like that. It almost seems to work, but we just don't know what is writing this, and we can't use it if it can't be in our language. So it doesn't matter if it works. It matters if we can use it.
Okay. Was there any suspicion? Has anyone been in the server room from off-world or off-station recently?
He pulls out like a data pad a little
Any
bit.
weird communications?
Damn thing. No, there doesn't seem to have been anyone around. Not that I know. The reports, of course, they have logs from the server rooms and everything like that. They've been checked, but this started last night at around like 3 a.m. There was nothing. There was actually no one logging into to going into the server room since the last maintenance shift at around like 11 p.m. Yes, something like that, and the evening the night before. So it's a bit strange. I mean, some signals have been coming out, but again, they've been in a pretty strange language. But they also seem to be very similar signals to what normally comes out of the room, just in this other language. It seems someone has just been messing around with it. I don't know what it could be.
I could get the logs for who's been in and out, and any signals as well.
Yes. Okay. Here you go. He goes ahead and the thing on your like data pad thing. It pops up. It's like here are the logs. I don't know how much use they'll be. I mean, you have admin rights as it is, so it should be pretty standard for that most part. I haven't really noticed too much strange stuff until the language change. Yeah. Is there? Yeah, I think the Department of Sanitation has hired me again for this, and now it's it seems that the top level sanitation protocols have been overwritten, and I think that they want me to get back to that.
Well, I know we're rats, but they really give you a short end of the stick there.
Don't we know it? Don't we know
it? And signal and then walk towards the...
All Yosoki in this room?
No, there are a few others, mostly Yosoki.
Okay.
It is a majority Yosoki. You see like one Lashunta in there somewhere, like trying to do something.
And they're all like messing with mechanical stuff, like...
All of them are almost plugged into the... this is not the server room itself yet.
Right.
This is actually entering the area where the servers are kept. So it's like there's a bit of like going back and forth, and you see them people in there, and through the door you can see a little bit like into the actual server area.
Mm-hmm. So I say, well, do you want us to wait out here?
Maybe step back, because it is a secure system. Maybe step back as I try and look in the approach the door. Try and open it.
Cool. You approach the door. The data pad at the door is in this other language.
Yeah.
But the buttons seem to be in the same places as you remember them to be.
Yeah.
No.
So go ahead and give me just a quick computer check.
Yes!
Nat 20.
You did.
All right, so
the language reverts back. Everything's fine.
everything just turns.
Like, all right, nice. Great podcast.
It just reacts to your presence.
Yeah, you go ahead and you type in the code and everything like that. As you do, you notice just a few things about the quirks of the language itself that you're able to start deciphering some of the things that you weren't able to see before. So you have a little bit better of a knowledge of like this strange language that has been put into here. Yeah, so mechanically next time you have to do anything with the language, you will get a bonus.
Sweet.
So, yeah, the door pretty much opens, and you see a few people still in there trying to like frantically working with the servers, plugged in different parts. And this server bay itself is long, and there are a few levels of it because it does keep a lot of different data and a lot of different functions. So the data and the functions that are of the that are for the actual the port master are a little bit further in than most of these people. These are like the outer servers. So yeah, you're currently the door's open. Everything seems to be
right. And I guess do a perception check to figure out what the problem is, or what I've already known because I've been working on it. That the problem is farther in than.
Go ahead and actually give me. Do you want to? Yeah, go ahead and give me a computing check.
So all right.
What is it?
7.
7. All right. So you think that it is? You know the location of the servers that you know have been affected. You don't know too much about what other people's things have been affected at all. But these do seem to be the ones. One of them you see is the sanitation department area, and it seems like that one was freshly just used. It seems to almost still be the interface is still just cooling down after use and all that. And you know that your stuff is a little bit further in.
Okay. I beckon them in.
All right.
Cool. We all go.
So all of you guys go in.
I go in too.
Community, describe yourselves walking.
I saunter in.
There we go.
Ooh, like it.
Can I? I'm aware you're an android.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Most of the time, androids, even though they look mostly human, they don't look exactly like human. They do have certain things.
Some uncanny valley.
As a mechanic, is there a way I can see if I can just scan his stats? Well, I'm not malicious, but also you're a giant robot and I'm a mechanic. I'm if there's a way I could just be hey, go pick me up a pizza.
She's gonna be your new robot. She's making you into her new robot pet.
Unfortunately, there's just because of the way that androids work, because they are a combination of biological and mechanical pieces, it is extremely difficult to hack into them at all.
Okay.
They also have souls, which is weird.
Yeah, they also
Is that written into the book? They have souls?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so I don't even know.
Yeah. So
alien death and
because if you have space gods, you have souls.
Yeah.
I guess.
Android death and reproduction is interesting.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, never mind. Not gonna hack into you. You didn't. That was table
to be in play.
Alright.
So
as you go further into this and you lead them through it, it's this part of the server room is almost deserted at this point. The servers that you want, like you get there, and you're able to plug in pretty easily, and start like running some diagnostics. Go ahead and give me a computing check.
Fit 20.
20.
Not nat though.
All right.
Okay.
As you're looking through this, you notice that there seems to be like the communications to this server, which you started to track, seem to be coming from, surprisingly enough, one of the power cores of the station. Which is not normal.
Like way down in the...
Down in the depths in like a... you don't normally have a power core commuting with a server.
Right.
That is not something that normally happens. This is weird.
No. Say, can I test whether the signal jammer would work on? Or I guess first go do a check on...
On like what you would think would happen.
Can I do a check on what kind of signal it is? And then see the signal.
Sure. Yeah, if you're trying to track like the signal and the signal type, go ahead and hang on.
Alright, so 19.
19. Alright. So you're able to figure out that the signal type itself is pretty you're able to almost like figure out the band of the signal. And it does seem pretty unique. It doesn't seem to be used by anything else.
And is it something normally on this world? Is it off-world tech?
No, it seems to be like, you know, it's not something you've never seen before, but it isn't something that's common. It's one of those that it's just like, why are they using this to communicate? Like, normally, like, even like most hackers, it seems to be like a very inefficient method to communicate into a server. Because it's like, literally like, the signal is coming through the power cable almost to do the changes in the actual like program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well I guess we're gonna pull an IT, turn it on and off again.
Okay.
Actually no, would the signal jammer work on that? Can I check?
Go ahead. Go for it.
What stat is that? Is that still computer?
I would still say that would be knowledge of like computers and that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's a 1.
Nice.
That's a 1.
How the mighty have fallen.
You think that you have no idea. You've never tried to disrupt the power coming into a server with your signal jammer, or any signal coming through with that kind of through that type of thing. So you have no idea. This is just like a 50-50 shot of whether or not it works or it does not.
Let's do it. Let's turn it on and off again.
Meaning you.
I guess so. Would that be the power source is in a different area?
Yes.
And all I'm really doing is then just disconnecting the signal and turning it back on again.
If that's what you want to try to do, yeah, you can definitely do that.
Will I be turning off the power source to the entire station?
No, to that entire server room, yes, but and a decent, like, I would say probably about
not life support though, right?
No, not for the most part. Like,
The
there's maybe like a
stuff.
few places that might lose it for a few seconds or something like that, but like for the most part, it
No one's
seems
gonna die.
maybe like 5% of the station, something like that.
But no one will die, just mildly inconvenienced is what I'm trying to figure out.
As far as you remember, the way that the station is wired,
roll
and
Turn
everything
off
like that,
like
Yeah.
all the patients on call.
Everything
Yeah.
he's telling you is suspicious.
Well, you know what? I
The
seem to
patient's
be
in
very
critical
confident that I won't kill anyone with my 1. So I'm gonna,
Do it.
I'm gonna try and turn it off and on again. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try unplugging it.
Roll 1.
All right. Oh, okay. You're unplugging just the server area. All right.
I'm gonna just see if I can disconnect just that signal.
Okay, so that is going to be very difficult from this current area that you're in, because it is a signal that is not really... you've got a few ways of trying to do it, but, like... Yeah, you can go ahead and try. You know that it's going to be hard to do it, especially from here, from this
Would I
location.
be able to use engineering instead of computer science?
Yeah, I think that at this point you would.
Okay.
You're wrestling with the power flow and not...
Okay. Ah, alright, that's an 11.
Okay. So, you open up the server, and you're like looking at this. It's like, you've worked with servers mostly in a programming capability, not as much in the actual like engineering of it. And you try to like do some switches, and you see some things like that server bay almost like shuts down for a moment, but then like turns back on, turns off. Like every light on it flashes for a moment.
Or like the lights in the room flashing at all? Or?
No, because she's only messing with the server bay. And then it just turns off.
It's been a pretty easy job.
Yeah.
You wait. You just sit there looking at it for about 30 seconds, like not sure exactly what to do, because this was not supposed to fully turn off. It was supposed to just like disrupt the signal. And as you go in to like,
oh no,
try to touch it, it just like first like you like get a small zap on your finger, and then like the thing whirs back to life.
Huh. Yeah, that could have been worse.
Yeah, that wasn't.
And you're just like there, like, well, that was not what I was expecting.
Okay.
All right. And you guys all see this, like, you know, like the thing like going down, up, over, like, you know, everything.
I see it, and I have no idea what it means.
Yeah, you have no idea.
I'm looking around to see if there's
Can
any...
I like bluff to see to tell them that was part of the plan?
Sure, go for it.
Well, she's like working on that. I'm just keeping my eyes out, seeing if there's any.
And again,
unlocks.
that is just a 1.
I know
guys,
that you're lying.
This
if there's any
is all part of the plan.
unlocked
Don't
servers
have
that
a
might
vague
have some
suspicion.
data on them or something, you know, something that could be worth something.
You see a whole bunch of server bays.
Right.
You have no idea what any one of them is, because they are labeled in like code kind of thing that like you know the code by now. You're completely new to this whole thing, so you have no idea.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a computing check to see if you can think of anything that's going on there.
That's a 12 total.
Not so much.
Okay.
You see like server bays and other things and things that could be useful, like being able to plug into things and things like that, but you're not sure if you could bypass like the security system.
I'm just looking for some Facebook data I can download and then sell.
No, you were looking for security stuff.
To the space
like just personal data or anything that's worth something to someone.
I'm not.
Harrison, were you
just keeping my
I
eyes?
thought we were all doing computing checks, but no, if not, then I wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, you're there. You,
Not
you, like, I don't know if any of you
concerned.
have any other kind of like questions or you have anything that you're interested in around.
I'm
this
like
server.
noting that like I've just been obviously lied to, but like my character's not super concerned because like the station itself is not of like the highest priority, and like I care more about my ship.
I don't give a shit if the station shuts down.
Fucking organics are at it again.
On my homeworld of Avalon, Triune solves all of our problems.
We are on Avalon, aren't we?
No, we're
No,
not.
we're on Absalom.
Absalom.
Our physical AI god.
Yep. All right.
Actual deity.
Actual physical deity.
Yep. Again, I have no idea what's going on. I don't even bother to make a computing check. I'm just...
Yeah. You're just there, like, looking at the people and being like,
it's cool life.
flashing numbers and lights and things.
I am actually probably... No. Okay, that's not true. Given the pretexts under which... pretexts under which I was brought down here to do this job, I am probably going to be assuming sort of like a watchful position. Can I make a perception check to see if there's any shady characters who are trying to sneak up on us?
What?
15.
You see You don't really see any shady characters going around. You see like some movements out of the corner of your eye, but as soon as you go to like look at them, they almost like seem to fade away. You're not sure if they're like 100%.
Well, that's weird. But okay, cool. I maintain my watchful stance, but do not otherwise do anything.
I'm gonna try and do an engineering check to see whether I can do anything in this room or have to go to the power source.
Alright, go for it.
That's a 19.
It's respectable.
It's pretty good.
Excuse me. So, as you are just like poking around to see like if you can figure out any other like things that you can do in this server and in the server room, every time you go close to one of the servers, it almost seems to like zap you. Almost as if it's looking for you. Zap. Like you try to like touch anything, like you either use a screwdriver or anything like that. You have your android touch something else within there, it doesn't zap that, even if it's the same exact spot.
That's interesting. Do I know? Are we all looking?
Yeah, you can all look at. Yeah.
Can I
go ahead,
have one of them press something to see if that works?
I like try to perceive this, but I roll a 2 and like don't really.
Well,
I try to guess why like the robot might not be being zapped.
Yeah,
but she is, and I'm just not sure why that might be happening at all.
Yeah, you're not sure, but you do notice that it's happening.
I'm a little suspicious, so I ask, "Hey, can I look at the button? Like, can one of you just press that? There's just want to see if something."
I make the attempt.
Okay.
Yeah,
You press it.
I saw people getting shocked from that.
You press it. Nothing shocks you.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Very curious. Why would it be doing? I don't.
Well, I'm not sure.
Is this normal?
Well, I don't know the station.
I look back
Normally,
and forth between.
normally the station is not personally vindictive, so I'm a little suspicious.
Right.
I don't voice thoughts out loud.
Indigo sits there pensively.
After you say the station vindictive, I'm like looking around at anything like electronic that might like jump out and kill us.
Right, yeah.
Despite my leg.
I would say my character's a little annoyed. I just have the robot, just try and have the robot like hit it to see if that will work. That's my great engineering skill. I see if I can hit it to make it work.
There you go. That's how it works.
Because we're gonna move down to the server room. This is just my last ditch, like smack it to see if it works.
So the robot smacks it, and then 2 zaps come out. One at you, one at the robot.
I'm like,
okay,
yo, don't hit machines.
This is machine on machine violence here.
It's like cruel.
That machine has an issue with me. I am just look. I needed to Fonzie the situation to see if hitting it will make it work. Okay, I don't know that I can solve it from here.
Appreciate it.
So, what does that mean for our ship?
It means this will take slightly longer than I thought it would.
That's
You're still gonna get your. As long as I get out of this alive, you're gonna get your ship.
All right. What time is it, by the way?
It's only been like about an hour and a half.
Oh,
like that.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, then we're still ahead of schedule.
Yep.
Yeah. As long as I'm alive and get back, you're gonna be fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Somehow not reassuring.
Yeah. The other thing is,
I didn't realize we were
talking about
signing up for
scheduling and all that kind of stuff.
Danger.
Also, because I have, ideally I had a 9 o'clock appointment, but I don't know if that's gonna happen now. So.
All right.
All right.
Well, I guess it sounds like we have a little bit more exploring to do.
Yep.
Lead the way once again.
All right. So now you're going into the much less traversed parts of the station. This is the part where like there are random, just like sometimes you will see like people that will like scurry away as soon as like you get there. Just some other like kind of like creatures and the like. It's an area that people might go through for maintenance once every few months, at most. The cores themselves are pretty stable and mostly monitored remotely, so they don't usually require actual creatures to go down and look at them.
Right. I see a few little creatures skittering and pulling a pistol.
Yeah, you do see them. You do see some other creatures. And that
could you turn down your sun a little bit? You're kind of scaring away the wildlife here.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah. And it stops.
Oh, completely.
That's simple.
Okay, no,
the orb is still there. It's just not shedding light.
Say just dimmer switch. We still need the light is still good, but just slightly less.
No, I've only got 2 speeds.
Okay.
Do I? I think I have dark vision.
Well, I've got dark vision, and the robot can sense things, so.
But the android, I don't think has.
I don't think we do have dark vision.
No,
we don't have dark vision.
Turn the sun back on.
Yeah, turn the sun back on.
I turn it back on.
I don't have dark vision.
You might not. I'm not 100% sure. I remember that being like a little bit in there. No, it was a different character of mine that didn't have dark vision.
Yeah, I think I have low light vision and dark vision.
Okay, cool.
Okay, well, so if he can see, I'm a little suspicious and say can you turn the sun off just in case?
Sure.
Off.
Yeah. I can do that. I mean, so the light that it sheds is only dim.
Oh.
Anyway, it's not this level of light. It would be like.
So I'm trying to avoid alerting anything else.
Yeah, it would be like
it's the 2 gigantic lights.
Yeah, it's basically candlelight in a 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
Oh, then never mind. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you can see by it, but it's not like let there be light.
Yeah. Yeah. So in general, it seems to be more that the actual movement of people or something bigger through the corridors is causing them to just scatter a bit, the sound of that rather than the light itself. Whoops, I kicked the mic.
That's not very nice of you.
No, I know.
Don't hurt machines.
It's just a bad day for machines.
Yeah, human on machine violence. So, as you continue down, let's see.
It's Lushan to communication.
Yep.
Wouldn't understand.
It's like everyone's favorite language.
Yep.
Is this the front or is this the front?
I have no idea.
This has got to be the front.
I think that's the front, yeah.
Why do you assume the bridge is on the front facing point of the ship?
Yeah, maybe it actually goes by
maybe it's a giant
non-aerodynamic
structural error.
No, I mean, this seems like it's the bridge. It's probably like a rear mount.
Oh.
And then you're just
Yeah. Anyway.
These are the little trinkets I pulled from the...
Go ahead and give me some perception checks from everybody, please.
That is a terrible
That's
natural
not bad.
20 plus 4.
15. I don't have any...
It's a
I should have
7.
put 1 into perception. Oh.
That's a 7.
14.
Alright.
I perceive all things.
Okay. So,
If you were good at computer and engineering, this would be great.
Right.
So as you guys are making your way down, you notice that, or at least you, Greg, notice this strange flying creature that is it just you see it a little bit hovering around some of the electrical cables, almost suckered onto it.
Binocs!
Before it pops off.
Chew it on the power.
And flies a little bit away, and it's then back in the shadows, kind of thing.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I think it's literally Minoc. Or the Starfinder version of that. Alright, so I kind of nudge people, and I communicate telepathically with if you're not next to me. I basically say hey, there's something. I think there's something eating the energy down here. I saw it. It was suckered onto one of the power cables over there. We should be on guard. And I take out a pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I only have a laser gun, so I don't know if it will help me.
Oh yeah. Also, what is the marching order for you guys?
I assume I would normally be in the front as the healthiest person, but since you're the one who knows where to go,
there's the front.
I'm third.
And you and your drone are probably in the front.
I'm third, not in the front, not in the back.
Smart.
We'll probably be
so yeah, it would be you and then me. and then Will, and then Harrison.
I'm sure.
All right. So that's it. That's our marching order.
Cool.
Unless, is there enough to go too wide?
If you really like squeeze next to each other, but it wouldn't be comfortable to be like have two people next to each other.
Never mind.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So, you guys keep going? Just having an eye out on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It flitted off into the darkness. Nothing else I can really do.
Yep.
To try and scare him off with a loud yell or draw him to us.
There's like it's like a bat
I'm
thing.
gonna not do that.
Well, I'm just saying I can make a very loud scream.
Oh, true.
Okay.
I am not interested in a fight. I just want to get this done and get out.
Well, this could scare off all creatures, or it could bring us to us.
Let's
not risk it. All right.
So you all keep going.
Vocal modulator unmodulated.
Down to the power cores, and at this point, like as you go through, you do notice a few more of these that just flit off into some side like small tunnels or like up into the rafters kind of things.
Sure.
Hidden almost like they're very slender, almost snake-like bodies, like blending in almost to the
Are they
cords.
part of the? Are they something I would normally encounter? Am I immediately suspicious of them, or?
Go ahead and give me a.
It's like a basic thing.
Let me see real quick.
If you need
Can I see your character sheet real quick?
Oh yeah.
Are these just like pest creatures? Do all of this?
That's kind of my understanding, but
They're generic
admittedly, I don't know.
Like, I don't know if I want this
Say, trying to figure out whether the natural server wildlife.
Go ahead and give me a survival. Add your survival to that.
Sweet. Okay, 17.
Nice.
Damn.
You've seen them before.
Okay.
You know them to be electrovores, which feed off of the electrical systems, and normally there are a lot of cullings of them when they get too many of them.
Yeah.
In the area, and it seems around that time that like you see more of them than you normally would hope to. It's a little bit, it's not totally ordinary, but it's not totally out of the ordinary. The number that you've seen, it's just like a little bit strange, but
a little overdue for a culling.
Yeah, a little bit overdue for a culling, even though the last one was pretty recently that you can remember.
Okay. So I share that with them and just like, if you see them, swat them. They're mostly harmless.
Oh, never said that. They're not mostly harmless.
Oh.
They're definitely pests. They're not easy to just swat.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I thought they were electrical mosquitoes.
I got the impression that they were like the size of maybe like a cat.
They're about that size, but they can be pretty vicious.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like one of those where it's just like, yeah, Wolverine is the size of a cat.
Okay, never mind.
I wouldn't say that they're at that level as like or a honey badger.
Yeah.
But like they've got quite a nasty bite on them.
Okay.
Like, when they do the culling, like people have to go in there, especially because they can have some discharge of electricity in there, like when they bite you.
I am going to continue to keep my pistol drawn.
Okay, yeah. So I share the information of what they are and then reiterate: you get your ship if they don't attack me.
Well, no, if you survive.
Well, if I survive. Sorry, if I survive.
I believe the terms we agreed upon were survival.
Yes, but considering they are the size of me, it's really helpful if they don't
They are
hit me.
approximately like.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, no.
The agreement was survival.
Literally, they're small size.
They're small. Okay, I thought they were. Cats are tiny.
Oh.
Well,
So,
no,
yeah,
I mean,
they're small size.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm 3 feet tall. They are still 1/4 of my size. I have
No,
this
they're
stuff.
bigger than you, or they're about the same length as you.
Oh yeah.
About
Well,
3 feet in
holy
length.
fuck.
Wait, these things are 3 feet in length?
Yeah.
And they're like flying?
Okay. Shoot.
I'm like at least like slightly like sketchy about this as like someone who is like an electrical being.
Also, just so you know what they look like,
Jesus.
Oh, they're cute.
And covered in spikes.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
People keep them as pets.
I was about to
Not
say.
really. They're very much pests.
I want
So,
one.
when you relate to us that they
People make
are
gloves out of their skin.
fairly
People
dangerous,
make like
Can I?
keep,
Oh my
like
god.
mice as pets.
Okay, side talk. If you can get me the skin of one to make gloves out of, I might be able to pay you for that. But that's just a side quest. Main point is, don't let them hit me. They are my size. I don't like them.
having heard that they are not unlikely to attack humans, I am actually going to holster my pistol. And
I'm on a giant robot. Keep that pistol out.
the mote of energy that orbits my head teleports into my hand and becomes a sword.
Okay.
There.
So
Yep.
that happens now. It still sheds light.
Yeah.
And I'm still armed.
Mm-hmm.
Also, side talk. I will pay to get the skin of one. I want those gloves,
All right.
All right.
but if convenient.
Now that I'm more prepared, shall we continue?
Page for the electric animal.
What?
Is that the main rulebook?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
No, we're not getting the stats on the evil
That,
creature.
that's staying over here.
I want to know the
That's
lore.
on my map.
The other DM does not let us have the monster book while we're playing.
Nope.
Yep. That's not allowed.
All right.
Can't like use
What do
my
we see,
computer
Captain?
brain to look them
Alright.
up on the internet.
You all
The
continue
space
on.
internet.
And see these guys like flitting around a bit, like every once in a while. And as you're getting close to the actual like power core.
Yeah.
And like the energy in the air is almost like palpable. You could feel like the buzz of the electricity that's going through here.
I'm pretty good. It's like a coffee
Oh,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, you're feeling a little bit refreshed. Like you're just like this is my environment. Like I like this.
Just like put a hand on one of the cables and cast spells.
Ding 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 ding.
It's only per I can't do like it's not unlimited. I can just like
damn.
Dino.
Yeah.
But
That'd be super cool.
it would be great.
And OP.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it would be OP.
For a
like-
second level class feature. Yeah.
Yeah. Would just be like, all right, I just like touch this like power core and everything dies.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I think it's like just another like spell slot per day, but like
That's still pretty useful.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you guys go ahead and get to the door of the power like generator area. It has the requisite normal pad and everything like that to open. As you go to try to open it,
I was like, wait, no.
Okay.
I don't try to open it. No, I don't. It just shocked me. I have one of. It's like I let one of them go. I don't think the ship's pretty vindictive today. I will give you the key code, but someone else, ideally someone who's not going to be shocked, looks at robot. Should try and open that. Someone
I'll
less
volunteer to do it.
someone who's less likely to have vulnerability to electricity should try and open that.
Alright.
I seem to be the one.
I
Most
like just
likely.
turn looking at you like someone.
Okay.
Anyone.
I wonder. I
wonder who.
okay. I go forward.
All right.
And I ask for the key code.
Yep.
I give it.
I want. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. You go ahead.
I
And,
put it in.
Yeah. As you put it in, first off, like when you try to put it in, you turn it on, like where there's a big green button, boom, and then you look at it and you're just like,
Okay. What do I think?
it is a language that you have no idea about. It seems to be the one that was on like the keypad and other things in the other one as well.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to talk them through like the positioning and that kind of thing, but you know how to do that.
Okay.
She could do that.
But in general, it's just
Robot
like,
loom over your shoulder,
Yeah,
just like,
like,
and that one,
that
and
one,
that one,
and
and that one.
And as you do, it at first lights up green, and then the door just begins to open,
Okay.
and then turns red and shuts.
I have an idea. It's a stupid idea. We're gonna try that again. I'm gonna put the robot's arm through there. And then try to...
I'm like uncomfortable with this concept.
Not you!
No, but my character is like uncomfortable with this concept, but he's thinking it through. He pauses for a moment.
Creatures.
Or does anyone have a high dex and think they can slide through?
I don't have a high dex anyway.
Not particularly.
Oh no, this robot has really bad reflexes.
He just has a like thing that'll like try to jam it open. So it opened a little bit.
Yeah.
How wide?
About 3 inches.
And then just
Yeah,
like closed.
that's not gonna work.
Just like started to open. It almost as if it changed his mind or was overridden in halfway, after a few inches.
Interesting. Huh. Well, that was weird. What's wrong with it?
Actually, sorry, can I try a perception check or a computer science check just to see?
Go for computing.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Alright.
high.
That's pretty damn good.
22. Alright. So, you're not 100% sure, but you have an inkling that something, possibly the same signal that has been going to the other one, does not want you to come in here. It has overridden the code as you put it in.
Right. Gonna use signal jammer. I'm sick of it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna.
Do it.
What are the stats and how it functions?
Oh, yes.
So you just use it, and every signal of the appropriate type, whatever it was, I think we said like a wireless N-band type thing, within 4 miles is jammed.
Okay, can I... Here.
This doesn't work. I don't know.
And that happens...
isolate the... I've already isolated one signal.
You've isolated one kind of signal.
And you have 12 charges, and you can use up to 10 minutes on a single charge.
Okay. I'm just gonna try it for a minute and see what it does.
So how are you doing this? You're turning on the signal jammer, and then what?
Turning on the signal jammer, with isolating that specific frequency.
And then I'm gonna put the code in.
And gonna see what it does, and if it seems the language goes back to normal, I'm gonna try entering the code.
Alright, so you turn on the signal jammer. You give it a few seconds to boot up and work. You look at the data pad. The language is not reverted.
Shit.
But
I will try
know...
putting in the code.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You go ahead and put in the code.
Okay.
The door slides open.
Oh.
Ah. There you go.
I think we all can like somewhat get an inkling that like someone does not want people to like go down here.
Definitely the
Really?
impression that I got.
Wow, like
That's suspicious.
it's like notable.
Gonna cast Psychokinetic Hand on like the door frame and just try to the best of its ability to keep it open.
Okay.
In case it tries to close down halfway.
What are the stats for Psychokinetic Hand?
That's what I was just looking
I
at.
think it's basically Mage Hand.
Yeah, it's basically Mage Hand. It essentially one of the things it says is opening or closing doors is one of the things it can do.
Oh, then we could have done that. Yeah.
I don't know if it would.
Well, but not like it can probably like input the
like
code, but you can't force open the door.
Or like open and pull the door, close the door.
Open.
Standard action. One unattended object of no more than 10 pounds or 1 bulk. You point a finger at the target object, gaining the ability to lift it and move it from at will from a distance. As a move action, you can propel the object as far as 15 feet away in any direction, though the spell ends if the distance between you and the object ever exceeds the spell's range. You can't perform complex actions such as firing a gun or using a computer, but you can shut a mechanical door or lid and work simple buttons to open or close automated doors or trigger an alarm.
So, like, it doesn't, that doesn't really have much power. It probably wouldn't be able to hold the door fully open.
Right.
It might be able to slow the close, but...
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I'm concerned with. If the door tries and slams shut on one of us.
Yep. Alright.
You've got like 10 pounds of force to counteract whatever force the door closes.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Alright, and as you look in past the door, you see that the power core is there. It is this huge cylinder in the middle of this, pretty much on the floor.
Alright.
And the floor like doesn't go. There's like one part of it that goes all the way up to the cylinder, whereas the rest of it is spaced a little bit further out so that it's not touching the actual cylinder. Like it has about a foot or so away around it.
Okay.
Which like it's connected in other ways, but like it's almost trying to insulate from the actual power cord.
Sure.
It's also very warm down here.
That's fine.
Yeah. So that is what you see right now.
Are there any electrovores inside the room?
Give me a perception check.
I'm gonna check for that too. Actually.
8.
2.
2.
No one noticed.
Amazing.
None. You see no electrovores in the entire.
I see. There's no power cord. It's just disappeared.
You do not see a power. No. You see the power cord, but there was like there's a lot of cables in here, like especially on the ceiling, like that. There could be a 5-foot electrovore in there, hidden somewhere in the top, and like you wouldn't notice.
All right.
It's hard to see. All right.
Cool.
So you guys are all still outside the door. The Spelljammer is working. It has currently been working for about a minute and a half, something like that.
Okay, let's go in.
Gesture inward.
It's like
Wait for someone to go in before me.
I wander in.
All right. Cool. So he goes in first. You step in.
Cool.
All right.
I don't die.
You don't die.
I step to the side.
Stomp in after.
We're
I'll
all
slip
in.
in right afterwards.
All right. So are all of you guys in there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
The door slams shut. Ah!
Well,
You've activated my
yeah,
tracker.
The door stays open. Now you guys are all in there. There's a console here that controls the power and everything like that. Yeah. What would you like to do?
Yes.
The console is on the side, like on the outside of the room. The actual power core has physical controls as well that are on the power core itself.
That's its own separate chamber.
No, it's like it's one chamber. It's
Okay.
one circular chamber. In the middle is the power core. There's a console on the side of the wall, and then there's also like the physical console. Like one of them's a computing console, and the other one's like a physical like buttons and levers kind of thing on the actual power core itself.
Okay.
Also, the power core itself does have a door in there for access, for maintenance, and for refueling.
Well, welcome to our power core. We call that Zordar over there. And I'm gonna try and with the console outside, on the outside or interior of the room, but.
Do you believe her?
No, I mean I roll a 12 mysticism check to see if that sounded weirdly cultish. But...
It's a Power Rangers reference.
No, I got it. I as a player got it. As a character, you're probably fucking with me.
As a character, I probably Space Power Rangers. It exists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to. What I'm gonna do is. I have 11 charges left, or no? If each charge is
each
12.
charge lasts up to 10 minutes. So you
So I
still
still have
you currently
12.
use one charge.
12 and 9 quarters left, or 9/10 left.
You start with how many? 13.
You start with 12. Each uses one. So
you have currently like.
There's no way to spend less than one charge
Oh.
on a single thing. So we have 10
11
minutes
charges
to play.
left.
You've expended one charge, and so you have 11 charges left. This one goes for up to 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can do it without. See what I can do without the charge, or what. Is there a way to get like a basic stats on what's going on in the machine?
You can go ahead. So if you're going up to the power console, and you can try to like figure some stuff out there. Go ahead and give me a computing check to see if you can figure out the stats on it and anything like that. Like, give me a computing check and then tell me what you want.
Yes.
Another nat 20.
Nice.
That's legit.
I don't get shocked.
No. What is it that you want to know?
Trying to figure out the basic how is it basic levels and what specifically the problem is coming from.
Okay.
Like what of the systems is wrong.
Yeah. So as you boot into the console, again, everything is in this other weird language. But knowing that the signal jammer is on, you go ahead and start like putting in like things that you've already done in the past to try to like rewrite some of the code.
Yeah.
In order for it to be in a language that you understand. So this is going to take the rest of the 10 minutes in order to figure this out, because it's going to take you a while to like go through the coding and stuff. So this will fully expend that, but you will get a decent amount of information from it.
So it will take up the entire. It will take up an entire charge to do.
Yes, this check, because you rolled a nat 20, so you will get a lot of information about it, but it will fully expend this charge.
Okay, let's do it. I still got 10 left.
Cool. Or 11 technically.
No, because I already used the one before. And
that one's still going.
Oh.
It goes for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So you're holding it with you. So
so this consumes the remainder.
The remainder of that charge.
Oh, I thought I had to use an additional charge. Oh, then perfect.
It does the remainder of this charge. So as you start going through, you're able to figure out that this is most definitely the source of this weird kind of a change of everything, the system and all that. You can see that the signals have been like going through the wires and all that kind of stuff. But you also notice that it's been like down here. It's been going for a lot longer than since 3 a.m.
Yeah.
As you research back, you go back through it until you notice that it was about 2 months ago that it started. And since then, it's like it started with just like some small signals, and then like the signals started becoming more and more complex. Until the night before, or actually it's been like a week that it's been almost like testing the grounds of like going to like stronger signals, more complex, and doing some other stuff. But it was like last night that it actually triggered things. And it seems to be coming from inside the power core.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Like,
is the core radioactive?
The core, it's contained, but it is definitely. Pretty much.
Are you Wrath of conning us right now? Because okay. Okay. So it's definitely coming from inside the core.
Yes.
Can I tell if it's an AI or if it's an outside source that's been downloaded? Or
so, as far as you can tell, you know that this is some kind of intelligence source. But the way that the progression has gone.
I am not telling that to him.
Hey.
The way that the progression has gone, it has been like it's almost as if it was learning how to do this itself.
Okay.
Like it wasn't something that like came in and knew like and was testing boundaries, but it was more that it came in and started to learn.
Hey, it could help.
So.
Yeah, but I have to kill it.
I don't know if you have to.
I mean, can you communicate with it?
Don't worry, we can just tell it the location of the ancient artifact ship too.
Yeah, did anybody ever check to see if the language that is appearing here is similar to the
That's
language?
what I was thinking, but I never really.
Well, no,
it seems like you, as the archaeologist,
you
would
would
be the
have
one to.
seen it.
Jacob, would I have noticed that?
You would have noticed it. You did not.
Okay, so
it was not the same language.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Like this is a language that like barely looked like a language.
That's the one that we're dealing with now?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one had like some characters that you can actually like recognize. This is just like really weird stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Can I cross-reference like when it first showed up with the logs on the?
This is like solely what's going on in our mind. We've
Sure,
got a log going on inside of our telepathy.
Figure out
what you're right, whether it's been a person or whether there was a communication at that specific time.
You don't see that there was any kind of communication at that specific time. You do
do I have like
notice
workers logs?
you're able to access most of those. What you notice, like nothing really out of the ordinary. There was a shipment of fuel that came in a few days prior. the reactor was refueled.
Where'd they get the fuel from?
Intelligent fuel.
They got the fuel from it was usual sources. It really wasn't anything like out of the ordinary that you can.
The Robot Liberation Front like, supplied the fuel.
Weird. Why is it coming from Skynet? That's a strange vendor.
That is a strange vendor.
Okay. This is just time to go look at the core itself, then.
All right. So.
Is it like in front of us or no?
You guys are all inside the server room with a core in the middle.
Okay.
Or inside the core room with a core in the middle itself.
What does it actually look like? Like a glowing,
it's like a cylinder. It's a
like
a cylindrical like tower kind of thing. So so the way this whole thing looks is you have the floor, which is made of a kind of rubberized, kind of like glass almost ceramic kind of flooring because it has to be non-conductive and also resist heat.
Yeah.
And the bridge, the like part that actually goes and connects to the server itself is especially like that.
Yeah.
The server itself like is held in the middle there. It has a pipe that goes all the way down like up. You can look down. There's a space between the flooring and the server that you can look down and like goes down pretty far. And same thing with if you look up.
Oh, so similar to like the stuff from A New Hope.
Yeah.
Like when they're on the Death Star and there's sort of like the bridges that lead out to like towers.
Similar to that, more structure. Okay. A little bit more structure, but similar in terms of shape and overall design.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
So because they want to isolate the core, but also still have it be accessible. And,
is there like, is the core's like material? Like, can we see into the fuel inside the core?
You cannot. Okay. It is there is a door in there that is used for maintenance and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, you are not able to see through the opaque surface. So,
cool.
What you gonna do?
I don't know. What do we do? What now?
I'd look. Are there any hazmat suits anywhere?
I like.
Yeah.
I assume if it's maintenance, they might.
I'm like, what's causing the issue? Question.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want.
I mean, I was just gonna do investigation, just looking on the outside of the core.
So,
so have we checked to make sure there's not any more of the what are they called again?
The electrovores.
Electrovores.
We checked when we first entered the room.
You didn't see any when you first entered the room. If you want to do it if you want to do another perception check from the inside, you may.
Cool.
Yeah. So otherwise, I'm about to approach the. You see a lot.
You see the inside of your eye? Well,
I got a 15, and I think I was the highest.
Okay. You don't see any electrovores.
All right, that's comforting.
There's like the one big one that is the entire room.
Yeah.
It's just literally right above us.
We're inside.
It's been hanging out the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, going over the power core.
Oh my god. And we're. Never mind. Continue.
Oh, I was just gonna go over the power core because there's a command thing right on the outside of it. And is the signal still going, or is it just
still going? Or sorry, the blocking signal. Actually, this is a good point. Do you want to spend another charge?
You do investigation right before I do.
Excuse me.
Just I guess engineering or computer science, just to see if I can see anything outwardly wrong with it.
Okay, go ahead.
I see nothing. Just nothing.
Nope. Nothing.
11.
Seems completely fine.
10. I see 10.
It seems completely fine. You don't see anything out of the ordinary on the outside.
Alright guys, looks great. Open the door.
You're going in there?
No,
like, frantically look around for a hazmat suit.
Maybe we'll
yeah, this... Yeah, they're really... You don't see anything... or actually, no, sorry. You do see at least... there are three kind of like hazmat suits around that you seem to be like rad suits kind of things hanging in
so not the size of a 6-foot person.
Not the size of a 6-foot person, but
And
there
not
seems
the
to
size
be
of a 3-foot person?
there seems to be one that is the size of a 3-foot person because Yusuki are very commonly
Done.
engineers.
It's like, guys, don't be concerned. I'm gonna go put the rad suit on.
That's extremely concerning.
What he said.
I suggest those who are not immune maybe put them on.
Is it
I
like
tuck the entire
suit?
suit over my head.
So there are like 2 like regular sized
Okay.
suits and 1 small suit.
Oh, I'm
Or
grabbing
actually,
one of the
better yet,
regular
I
size.
just
You both
don't
can
tell them what's
wear
going
the
on. I
rad
just walk over and
suits.
put it on, and like don't be concerned. I'm just gonna peek in.
In the worst case
I'm
scenario,
fucking
I'll gain
booking
like
it over.
robot cancer and upload my mind into a new body.
Robot cancer.
Okay,
Cancer.
you know
I've got
what?
cancer of the robot.
So what I'm hearing is we're sending you and the drone in.
I would
Well, I
prefer
direct you
to
from
maybe stand
outside.
slightly back from our friend the drone here.
I will go ahead and put on one of the suits.
Okay.
Okay.
So the 2 of
All
you, the
3
3 of
suits
you
are
have suits. All right.
spoken for.
Yes. I'm assuming I can't get through the door. I think whether I want to hack into the. I'm gonna try a last ditch effort to turn the power core off from outside and on the
Okay. Which console?
on the console directly outside the power core. The
Okay.
last ditch
This is
effort
like-
to turn it on and off again.
Alright. Go for it.
Take
Give me an
20
engineering
points
check.
of radiation.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Ah,
Good.
yes,
Good.
yes. Thank
I
God.
mean,
That
what
is
do you
a
got?
16. That's a 26.
26. All right. You've used these before. You go up and you know the like how to turn it on and off. So you go ahead and you press the buttons, turn the levers on and things like that.
But
And you hear the core. You hear some internal mechanisms moving, and like the air of electricity almost goes like feels to almost subside, whereas before it felt like any kind of hairs you had on your body were almost standing upright. Now it's just like it's starting to subside, and just as it's about to fully subside, and there's supposed to be a cooldown of at least some point, you hear inside the grinding halt of the machinery and the reversal as the core begins to power up again without you having turned it on.
Well, that was not supposed to happen.
okay.
What's happening?
Well, I think it turned itself on and off again.
That's a weird thing for it to do.
Yeah.
I don't know much about computers, but I know they're not supposed to do that.
Do I like begin to suspect that this thing is alive?
Give me a.
Do you have your signal jammer?
Yeah.
Yes, the signal
Seemed to
jammer.
work for the door.
I was
The
gonna
sheet
say-
real quick.
I'm gonna
I'm
roll
definitely gonna try that
perception.
again after he rolls his perception.
It's pretty damn
I
good.
maybe
You are
suspect.
aware.
I'm like, this thing is alive. I don't know if I know how to interface with
I
computers.
don't even know which one this would be.
I'm not even like I'm an
It'd be your
archaeologist.
computers, right?
Might be a computer's check. Yeah, let's just.
I mean, I have an
computers.
okay computer score.
Go for it. What are you?
But
what
you
roll?
are a computer.
I don't know if it like works this way. I'm like, hello.
What'd you roll, by the way?
Oh, like a 19.
19. Okay. You suspect that there's definitely some kind of force in there that has some sort of consciousness.
Okay. It could be like many things, though.
It could be many things. Yeah, you're not sure if like it's the actual
Like
AI that has gained
AI,
sentience,
or, like,
or if
there's
it's
something
something
inside.
else.
Okay. I'm like,
Do you voice that to the group?
guys, maybe AI, maybe question mark. Who
Do you want to
knows?
try talking to it?
I don't.
Could you talk to it?
I could like try doing something. I don't know if it'll be like useful. I don't know if I have any like skills that are.
Yeah,
like...
aren't you? You're the one who interfaces with new cultures. Like that's your.
Oh yeah, this is my thing.
Your
This is my
thing.
jam.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. Anyway,
So used to my cultures being dead. I'm so weird to see someone alive.
Right? I go and I try to understand this like enigmatic thing. I like. First of all, it's a weird language on the computer screen, right? Yeah. This is like
very strange.
I ask, like, did it like say anything in particular, or was it just the like same like language where like was it the same like interface but in a different language, or
it seems to be. For the most part, it seems to be like the interfaces themselves seem to be the same, but in just like this weird other language.
It's weird. And I would not know how the system works necessarily. I could like try to figure it out. Would I be like aware of like how to? No, I don't think I'd even be aware of like how like what is an AI? Like how do I like contact it?
I mean, no, most of the time, like whether it's AI or other such things, the way that you communicate with them is through the consoles.
Can I like try to communicate through the console? Can I like type like hello or something?
I mean, you can try by memory, like typing that kind of stuff with this. Well, actually, you did manage to translate a decent amount of. Oh, also importantly, did you keep the signal jammer on?
Sorry, for when I tried to turn it off.
Yeah. So pretty much, did you let it? Like, did you let the signal jammer expire?
I thought I didn't use it when I tried to turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think because you didn't see anything, so you were like, oh,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah. So the signal jammer is not currently on. So
okay.
it is.
So the signal jammer is not currently on. So, what happens is, as I stated before, that's what happens, and then, Will, your psychokinetic hand seems to be feeling pressure.
Door.
Can we like not real?
Hold the door.
The door starts closing.
Okay.
Door.
It's like, oh shoot! All right, turn the thing. Are you done talking to it?
I didn't even do it yet.
This is like immediately after you didn't even say anything to him. This is like you turned it on and then like it turned off and then turned back on again and then like the door just started.
Is there a data like an interface for the door from the inside?
There it is.
Yeah.
There
so
it is.
Get back out. It's not like it's one side.
We're not going to be unless it opens the radiation.
Split second decision. The door is closing.
Door.
I don't have a signal jammer. I can't do anything.
9, 8. It's closing.
Fine. All right. I'll turn the signal jammer back on.
Okay. The door. The door actually seems to keep closing because it was set to close. So the signal jammer, it's on.
How far away is the door from us?
It's pretty close. I mean, like the whole room itself has a diameter of maybe.
The problem's here. We'll figure out getting back out
like
later.
And you guys are on the door side of it, so.
Does anyone want to like go turn off the door?
Once the signal jammer's been turned on, I'll like try and push back with my hand to the best of my ability.
Alright, so if signal jammer's on, I'm definitely gonna run to the console and try and make sure it stays open.
Yep. So the door closes, and then like as you get to the console, you go in, type in the code and that kind of stuff, and the door opens back up.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and interface with the main console.
Alright.
And like type.
But the signal jammer's on.
I don't know if it's the console on the energy thing, right?
So the console that, or like the console part that is on the actual core, is a physical like buttons and like no real screen. It's like the physical engineering controls.
It's not actually.
It's not a digital control panel. This is like the one that like in case there are problems with the circuitry or anything like that. This is supposed to be the one that you can just boom like use the physical controls to set something.
Interesting.
Like almost fail safe kind of thing.
So if there would be anything, and if it is like from inside the core, which I guess I wouldn't quite know, but maybe suspect. I guess we have to go in.
Kind of sounds that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do you want one of the suits, and I'll stay out here?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Fine.
Okay. The core itself is actually pretty small. It's only like a 5 foot round.
Androids are weird in that they're like androids, but like they also are human and need to like eat and breathe, which is like I don't understand.
And have souls apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Decentralized gallows system.
1 moment.
But I can have new bot. I don't even understand it.
Can I get a glass of water?
Of course.
Or not gallows, bellows.
So we could try and go in and see if you can communicate it with it from in there and shut it off.
Yeah, I think
if there is an android, maybe it's like a giant bat, like.
Or
maybe. Well, I mean, at that point you scream and we come running in.
I see no ice feeling.
huh?
Also, apparently it's
Either's fine,
quite small
or
in there.
ice.
It's like a 5-foot radius circle.
Oh, so it's like.
Oh, so only one
The
of us
inside
can...
of the core, yeah, it's not.
So could we fit up the 2 people in there or something?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, fine. I'll like put on the suit and like.
Yeah, I'll give you my suit and I'll hang out. Back
Yeah,
here
okay.
And guard the door.
So I'm gonna try to open the door. Hopefully, I don't need to make a new character.
Can both the robot and so the droid
Probably
and
not.
him fit in at the same time, or only one at a time?
So the actual
zero
reactor core area is about a 5 foot in diameter.
Yeah, there's
Diameter. Okay, yeah.
There's no way.
So both of you will not be able to fit unless you're really, really tiny.
Look, I'm really interested in getting my ship back. I want to do this.
Yep. So 1 second, I will narrate what happens.
Alright, so let's go in and see if you can...
Shit happens to me.
No, stuff happens in general.
Okay.
Alright, so have you told me that you think you can communicate with it?
I'm like, I think I can, but like, I doubt that with the transmitter going, that it will like work.
So, what
I don't want to like.
I have a suggestion.
Okay, what's your suggestion?
So I'll stand on the console outside here, ready to turn the signal jammer back on to let you out.
Okay.
If you want to go in there, try to communicate with. How good's your computer skill?
It's pretty good.
Okay, so
anyway,
I send you in. Maybe you try and communicate with it, and then
Sure.
if you need a failsafe get out between his ability to keep the door open and my signal jammer, we can get you back out real quick.
Yeah, sure thing.
And
Technically,
you make sure we don't.
You have a
I
hand
also
as well.
have a psychokinetic hand at will.
Sweet.
Yep.
Good. Use that for one.
One a day, I believe. The rest of the spells are at will. I believe.
Days and psychokinetic hand at will detect thoughts once per day.
Oh,
That's what I have
I
right
have
now.
that wrong. Fix that.
I mean, well, we have a book right here. One of us is right and one of us is wrong. No. But yeah, we
One
can.
of you always lies.
We can try to. We can try to hold the door open.
I just bluff my way to convincing you that you can only use psychokinetic hand once a day.
Alright.
It's like, why would you lie on his behalf?
I'm like, this is an okay plan. I say my character is very dispassionate.
Alright.
It's like, man, I thought I was gonna have to use your ship as just a, like, look, man, your baby needs you.
No, this is a new life.
Telepathically, I say if this goes
I'm also excited.
horribly wrong for
Maybe.
him, we're keeping the ship.
We'll see.
Well,
maybe,
here's like
maybe
I'm
there's-
not.
If he's out of
so
earshot,
excited.
I'll just say, like,
if this
look,
is
as
like
long
an
as one of
old
you's
AI,
alive
then
and
I
I'm
could like
alive, you
write a
get
great
the ship.
paper
Well,
on
we'll
it.
turn to community
But-
telepath.
Yeah, we're just talking telepathically.
I say maybe he updated his world.
Hope it's electric, not
I
electronic.
will forge the ship.
I'm like interested in knowing. Is this like 100 year
I
old?
want to hear it. This is gonna be super cool.
Okay. If it's like new, then I like can't give a shit because then they can't write a paper.
I mean, sure you can. It's
I'll be like
spontaneously-
published in xenoarchaeologist circles if it's like a new thing.
You can be a cryptozoologist.
It's not. I'm not that.
But you could be.
Yeah, no, you could change fields.
So, what are you guys doing?
Squints. How dare you?
How dare you?
I'm keeping my psychokinetic hand on the front door, like access to this room.
Do you both have it, or if maybe do you want to switch it to that door?
Well, we both have it, so you could keep it on the radiation door.
Well, I'm not keeping the radiation door open. That's a bad idea.
That's a good point.
I will have it ready to go in case I need it to help you hold the door open if that is required.
We just need to make sure he can get back out.
Exactly. That's my thing. I'll be standing by, ready to assist with the opening of the door should the need arise.
Naturally, I'm focused on my own escape plan.
Yep. Alright, so that's the plan. Signal jammer on or off?
Do we need it on to open the door?
I think we needed it off in order to communicate with the creature.
Yeah, but do we need it on? I was wondering if we're gonna have to turn it on.
So
to open
the door on
door.
the is the mechanical kind of like door.
Oh, so we can open it.
Yeah, the control for the door is on the actual like core. structure, where you tried to shut it off.
I think off.
All right, just get behind the robot so you get less radiation damage.
There you go. That's my plan.
All right, you ready?
Protect me, Squire.
Just turn the jammer off, and I'll try to communicate or something, and then I'll go on the door.
You don't wait till you get in there to turn it off, or.
I mean, there's no like console on the inside of the thing.
You're definitely not sure. You've seen the inside there, but you've never actually gone in.
What is on the inside? I can't see.
Yeah, no, none of you can see on
knowledge
the
of what's
inside.
on the inside of this?
I doubt there's an actual computer system on the inside of the power generator.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like there's probably some kind of failsafe kind of thing in there, but in general, like on the inside of the of this, as far as you've seen, you've only really seen glimpses. Yeah. You know how to close it and that kind of stuff, but you've never really done it. So you're not 100% sure. You just knew that when it opened, it glowed like a really bright color.
Great way to get a party member.
My
safe with the psychokinetic hands.
I'm going to bluff to them that I know what I'm doing, so they're more confident.
I'm going
to sense motive.
I'm going to suggest that we turn the thing off, and then I try to use the computer.
You
care better than me.
Communicate with it. This is regardless of your bluff.
I mean, to be fair, I don't have ill motive. I don't have ill motive. I'm just trying to make you feel better.
9 plus 5.
I don't feel negatively.
14. What's your bluff?
None. I have no. It's 7. I
rolled 17. Use my expertise for sense motive, which I have.
I'm not trying. You know.
That's 14, 19 total.
So yeah, you know that she's bluffing. She's
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm just gonna keep.
I'm giving you the eye.
I'm gonna move 5 feet closer towards the exit.
I'm like, look, this is gonna be fine.
I just want my
safe. We've had no fatalities.
Okay. I suspect it's an AI. Turn the transmitter off.
All right. Please. All right. Want me to do that after you open the door? Or
the one to the outside or the one on the thing?
One on the thing.
We'll do it before.
Oh. I still think it's better to turn it. Wait till you get in.
Is the power core is still on?
Yeah.
It's like the door on the power core to like the inside
just go
of
in.
the power core.
I'll turn it off as soon as you get in.
I don't want to go in first. I want to talk to the thing first.
How?
Is there like a computer console anywhere? No.
It's a computer console that you literally can't understand a single word of.
Can I? Oh, I'm just going to like cast like understand languages on myself.
Okay.
You had that?
Yeah.
How have you not used that the whole time?
Because I felt like you probably somewhat knew what you were doing.
I mean, it was a really high bluff stats. I mean, sure.
Well, I can only use it like once per day. Anyway, well, I guess technically use it there as well, so whatever. I cast comprehend language on myself, and I like try to like understand this like.
Can I see the core real quick?
I don't know.
Specifics.
Have I shut the door behind him?
So
he's not inside yet.
He's not inside the thing.
He's using an electronic console to try to communicate with whatever this thing is from outside.
Jacob's trying to see like does this not apply to like
we retooled the plan.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sorry. And so
plan has changed a little bit.
Well,
less danger, still good.
Well, you said comprehend languages, right?
It seemed like it wouldn't be super useful because
yet
same like it was nothing was. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm trying to be like hello into it, but like it's different if like the actual language just like it's like on your iPhone if you like change a language to Spanish, it's not like how do I work the iPhone based on the description. It was not that like this is like a weird message from a sentient thing, but it literally was just the equivalent of like the consoles in Spanish, how do we like press the right button.
If your iPhone is in Spanish, does Siri talk in Spanish?
I believe so.
I don't know.
Like, they're not localized for every language, but I think that they
so I was like, probably it's not super...
Alright.
Only one way to find out.
So, you cast comprehend languages on yourself and you look at the console that is on the outside
Does it
of this,
look normal?
Of this room.
I actually not curious about
and as you look at it, you realize that like it just has the regular kind of the things that you would expect on this kind of console. Everything from power to stats of like energy that's going in and out and that kind of stuff. It just seems to be you can completely understand what it says on that console.
Cool. Talk to it.
Delete system 32.
So what do you do?
Delete system 32.
Wait, so you can you read everything as normal?
Yeah, you can read any...
Oh, well, I can't talk.
Yeah, you can comprehend, but you can
hilarious.
understand what they say, but you can't reply back.
Well, you can speak. You can still reply in common, and maybe it has a way to understand.
Can I like be hello being in common or something, and like wave my arms around?
I mean, you're currently standing in a room with these guys. We didn't open the radiation.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. All right, that's fine.
But you can understand everything that's on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. I tell everyone like I can read the screen and it's just normal everything. There's no like weird like I must scream. It's just a normal like console.
Mm-hmm.
I like make this known.
Yeah.
Is there anything like weird on the settings or?
Let's see.
Can I like roll for perception to like notice if there's anything?
Go ahead. Roll for computers.
Okay. That's in 16. That is pretty high. 25.
25. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
Plus
9.
So,
that's really high.
As
I'm an android.
I know.
Yeah.
What if I like get sick?
As you look through and you're like just playing with the console itself, there's a lot of stuff that like you would normally expect and this kind of thing, but there's definitely some things that you're just like, why is this here? Just like something along the lines of like there's like some commands in there about like controlling the bathrooms on the 5th floor of the space station, or another one about like tracking the ships of like that are coming in and out, and like things that you have throughout the day heard that have been changed.
I'm like, this is weird.
Side request: if you could just 5th floor, my friends in the 5th floor sanitation, if you could just slightly ruin their day, it'd be funny.
I don't know.
That's where we see alignment come through.
I'm mostly kidding.
Are there?
So
but like nothing else weird. It's just like I'm trying to see if there's like
this almost seems as if someone has rewritten this program in a way that they wanted to do it, kind of thing.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like
there's no like weird parts of the program.
I mean, like they're weird to be here, but the programs themselves, it's not like what define weird, pretty much.
Like rewritten parts of the program.
I mean, like the whole thing has been rewritten.
Is there any?
It's just
no
like, but the functionality.
It's not like they're like scrolling down
Is
through like door commands. And then suddenly it's like like screaming like
no. It doesn't seem to be like it
life is suffering.
A message through that. It just seems as if someone has
Daisy.
Some stuff.
Okay, so the code is properly written. It's just anomalous in that it shouldn't be here.
That's the strange part of it. Are the fact that they shouldn't. Why is there like bathroom controls in the server room?
Right.
Like, why would not the server room in the core power core room? Like these are things that you wouldn't normally expect to be on this console. Connected to
cool.
Excuse me.
There's. I still don't know how I would contact this thing actually.
Was there a full keyboard on the console?
Yeah, I don't know if I could just type hello into the weird
type at it.
Can I type at it?
So the thing with
I don't know. It's not a being that's on the other side watching. I'll type
we have no idea
into even a search bar or something.
A basic command.
Or I'll try inputting a command
So as you bring up the command, but the problem here is that you can comprehend the language.
Okay.
but you can't really create words or anything like that on your own.
Okay, that's fine.
So like you try to, so it's the kind of thing where like you sort of understand like when there are actually strings of like the characters and that kind of stuff, you understand like the meaning of it.
Yeah.
But you don't understand like when you look at the keyboard, it's just a whole bunch of like symbols that you have no idea about and like how they combine. And you play around with it a little bit, like maybe at first seeing like if it's just an anagram kind of thing where it's just like the same letters go in the same places kind of thing. So you type something in, and like you just think about typing hello, and as you look at it, like the first few characters as you put them together, like it says something like, you know, fish, and then you add another character to it, and then now you don't understand it at all because it doesn't seem to be a character that means anything in this combination.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like it's one of those kinds of things where it's like it's a really, really strange feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you go from understanding something to not knowing what the hell it is because it's a bunch of like scribbles, to like then like adding like one other thing and it goes to some completely different meaning. And it's like this really strange, like you've never felt this before. It is very fascinating, but you aren't able to like probably with trial and error after a while that you'd be able to like do something with it, but you currently are not.
Have you flushed the core already?
Let's open the core up. There's no use in doing this.
Open the door.
I take another 5 steps towards the friggin' front door.
Okay.
Alright, let's do it.
All right, Jammer on.
I say I'm unable to make progress.
No, I'm in a freaking hazmat
I like
suit.
wave my hand in the air like I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
I think jammer on for this one since
Jammer on to open the. Yeah, because we don't want it to.
Well, it's just a mechanical door.
Well, but I mean the door, but there's also like other considerations.
The jammer doesn't like turn off the power. It just is like
no. It seems to be. I don't know anything about computers, but if we're talking about commands,
I would say
it seems
jammer
like
on just because I don't want it to go homicidal while you're in there.
This is
yeah,
fine.
it seems like the jammer restricts the ability of whatever this is to give commands.
I agree.
Remotely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems like a
let's
good
turn
idea.
the jammer on.
New stand.
Alright.
So Jammer's on.
Jammer's on.
Jammer's on.
Okay.
Alright, open
Jammer's on, bruh.
Open
like
the door.
like-
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Do it.
Door starts to swing open.
It's a giant electric one.
And as you look in past the crack,
I am behind the robot.
you see what looks to be a humanoid body inside. It has a it is completely blue with like this orange
I can
hair.
close the door.
There's like no way.
So
mean, that's
yeah,
fine.
you see that, and then the door like closes.
What?
It like opened like this much. You saw that, and you closed it.
What happened? What? I didn't see anything. What happened?
There's a person in there.
What?
Weird.
It's about like 5 foot tall, something like that.
That doesn't make any sense.
I describe exactly what I saw.
Do you have a hazmat suit?
I do have a hazmat suit.
No,
I'm
do
wearing-
they have
No,
a hazmat
there
suit?
was none.
Is there?
It does not have a hazmat suit. Oh wait, can I have? I should run done a perception check.
Is there any skill that I can roll to identify this creature based on a description?
You can. It will be difficult.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Do you want to use your survival skills
Ah!
to see if you know?
Oh, I thought that was a 1. Wait.
I have a -1 survival
Yes,
modifier.
I have
Yes.
Oh my
6, so
God.
let's see what I can
I
do.
rolled
Hey.
a 6.
Hey.
20, but not
Not
natural.
natural. All right. You have heard some talk of this kind of creature. It is called a Hesper.
Okay.
It is a creature that it is considered to be a reactor sprite.
Are they normally that size, or is this?
Yeah, no, that's about the size that they normally are.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
What do they do?
Yeah.
They are they love to be surrounded by technology, and a lot of times they will they form like a bond with a reactor kind of thing, and are able to use a lot of that energy. And one of the things that they love to do is they love to pretty much just change things and mess, just like change technology, change other things.
This is terrible.
Like do that.
Pretty
kind of
fascinating,
stuff.
actually.
Are they
I feel violated.
malevolent, neutral?
They are not. They're not known to be like malevolent. They're not doing this like in order to harm anything, but they like to create change for the sake of change.
Okay.
So a lot of things, like when they change it, doesn't mean that it's getting better or getting worse. They're just changing it. They just want it to be different.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta stop this thing.
Do you relay all that?
Yeah.
Okay, I shout out. Hey, could you change the status of our impounded ship to be unimpounded?
Yeah, actually, this would be great.
Deadpan.
You know, it'd be a new thing.
It'd be a change.
It's called the Karmic Rift.
You want to roll charisma?
I would love to roll a diplomacy check.
Okay, go for it.
All
Just
right.
roll it. Let's see.
Would it like talk to us?
That's a 17.
Okay. Also.
Oh god, please say this.
It's like, oh, we did it.
This is gonna be pretty hilarious. Gives you a thumbs up. Goes back to whatever it's doing. Like, all right, later, bro.
Well, we're done here. We all leave.
Either it's that or it's rolling damage on me right now for making a snarky remark.
Yeah. Hesper has no time for your
At
sass.
this point, I'm just like face palming, like.
Oh, and jammer's on, right?
Oh yeah, the jammer's
in.
on.
It's like, you are aware jammer's on, right? It can't actually do command.
Well, let us know if you can flip off the impound. We'll switch off the jammer.
There seems to be no response.
Okay, we have to open the door now. Okay, we open the door.
Well, I've exhausted my diplomatic abilities.
No, we have to talk to her face to face.
No, I'm pissed off. Like, you are aware. There's a person with a key to get your ship. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm just,
just
trying to bring about the most expeditious solution. We proved that it can communicate, therefore you can communicate with it and convince it otherwise.
Are you bluffing
and
me?
we
Do you have to roll for that?
No, I'm persuaded. That's a diplomacy if it's anything. I have a good intelligence, not a great wisdom. So I don't know about this creature's motives that well. And so my assumptions are
but
it likes to...
me here with the thing is not gonna get your shit.
Well, I mean,
Well,
you
we'll
won't be
bring
left
you
here.
back to the normal station part, and you can tell everybody what you know. This was initially a total BS call from Amoss. He is sticking with this.
We should, like, open the door.
Like, initially he was like, shits and giggles, and now it's like, this is my
That,
motivation.
can I run over the console and close the door for the exit door?
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna, like, open the main reactor door again.
No, I'm closing the exit door.
So you close the exit door. He goes over to the button that you used to
I'm
open the
closing
reactor
the
door.
exit door, looking him dead in the eyes as I close the door and lock it.
Farcical.
And as
like,
she's doing that,
like,
you open
like
the reactor
literally
door.
like a paper note. Well, I opened the reactor door first.
The reactor door opens, and there is this being standing
You
there.
could be the most
Is it
powerful
like has a
mechanic
face?
on the station, the
Looks
only
like
one
that.
who knows how to communicate
Is it like?
with a Hesper.
Oh,
Does
that's
that
so
have-
cool!
Does that have like a gender?
It seems to be male. Or at least
Okay.
look male.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like.
It is standing there inside the reactor, glowing. This one was the picture here is green, but this one is like a little bit more of a bluish tinge.
I am like.
But it just like it stands there like looking at you, just deadpan.
I am like, hello, friend.
Let's see. Let me just double check something real quick.
Do they attack on sight?
Who dares?
I don't know. How like common are these things?
So
I'm still
once
continuing
vanishing
this. You could be
the
the
rare,
most powerful
they have
mechanic
become
on the
somewhat
station.
commonplace.
The only one who knows how to
Oh, so like probably like someone.
Like they're not crazy common, but it's something that like people tend to like hear about. Like it's the kind of thing where it's just like most people have never met them and they don't think that they'll ever happen to them.
Your stuff in here with
It's
me
like an
now.
urban legend.
It's like almost an urban legend, but like that people have like seen.
Could conceivably happen. Just like a guy with an axe in the back of your car could conceivably happen.
Yep. Exactly.
Men with axes in the
We're
back of
leading to a
cars.
good
A
presidency.
study.
Could conceivably happen.
So
He's like looking at me.
okay.
So what happens?
It also actually you're closing the thing. You're that. Anyone looking at the door, please give me a perception check.
Which door?
Radiation door?
The door out.
The door out,
The exit
most
door.
certainly.
I'm not looking at it.
Probably not me.
Perception? Oh, shit.
Wait, how do you not perceive it? I'm looking you dead. You literally in
No, I'm not talking
conversation.
about this. This is something different. This is I'm saying anyone who is looking at the door that is closing to the outside, please give me a perception.
I'm currently looking at it.
That's a 4.
Okay.
So please roll better.
That's a 19.
I'm more distracted on trying to convince her
Well,
of
that-
crazy.
That works. I'm literally trying to close it.
Yes. So as you close it, you see something flip through at the last moment.
God damn it.
Oh. No, I don't see shit. No, you see, this is a great idea. You just have to go with it and believe in it.
So you have said hello to the Hesper.
I wave. Physically.
Little creature's just gonna run into the core and be
Oh,
These
wait,
are
not
can
like-
I see the creature?
not
Can
like
I
violently,
react
but
to
like
jump back,
back
on
and
the robot?
forth. Hello.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Your reaction. You're back at your robot.
Yep.
All right. The creature, like, almost at first is like looking through you, and then jammer's on, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
As long as it's been less than 10 minutes.
it has been. And then it like looks down, looks across to you, and then in a very like almost resonating deep metallic voice says hello.
What the sweet shit?
This is cool.
Oh, that's him. I don't want to hear that.
All of you here.
Wait.
Oh, we all hear it?
In
What the
common?
sweet shit?
Yeah.
That's great.
It's like, if you
I'm
could
like-
speak common this whole time, why did you change the language?
Are you asking it that?
Change.
I was. Would you consent to being interviewed for an academic study?
You have to give them informed consent. You have to explain the purpose of the study.
Yeah.
It's
Contact
a double blind. I don't
information.
have to tell you shit.
Even Jane Palmer tells
I don't know.
us
How would you
to
do it?
get me how to
It
do
would,
this.
it would be like an ethnographic study
Academic
on
study?
Hespers.
What?
Now's a
Academy.
great time for you to
It would be the like triune like archaeological association. Well, archaeological association.
What would this have to do with me?
I'm interested in finding out about new cultures and how different beings perceive the world. Is my word.
Thanks,
And
fucking
as
McCoy
a
right
sentient
here.
being, I'd be interested in interviewing you.
How I see the world.
Yes,
Huh. Well,
this is great. I'm gonna like have so many citations.
The reward. I think this will be the first ever RPG I've ever played where the reward for a mission is tenure line travel.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm like an adjunct. I wouldn't be like venturing across the galaxy like if I wasn't like trying to get tenure, risking life and limb.
Well, there you go.
It almost like
You
trails
are giving
off
us a byline for that, right?
as it like
for your paper.
looks almost
Yeah, sure,
through you
sure.
again. It seems that it is like almost looking through systems and that, or like trying to get a signal out, and then looks back and says, "Cannot access systems. What is going on?"
Don't worry about it. We're just here to chat.
We had stopped it previously.
See the only
We
one
won't
who
say
can
anything.
talk with it?
Nope.
You stop the communications.
Whoa, wait.
We can turn them back on.
Wait, are you in the chamber with it, or is he in the chamber alone?
No, the door's open.
So the door's
Oh, the
open.
door's
The
open.
thing
You
is like
can
standing
see
out
all
there,
of us.
Oh, okay.
and like it's talking out.
What the shit? What
What?
the shit?
So I was like,
You
what?
telepathic. What the
My
shit?
I have -1 charisma.
Who let the robot be the diplomat?
Why turn off communications?
We were
It's
Oh.
having.
against what should be done. This is against.
It's a
want-
change.
It's a change.
Give me a quick persuasion check.
You do it.
Just
You have
is
the
that
higher skill.
there's no.
Both of you do it. Because you.
Is this diplomacy or
This will be diplomacy. Yes.
Oh shit.
Lol.
diplomacy plus 9? That's a 25.
Okay.
15.
Still not bad.
We're gonna persuade. Pull this off.
It is a change.
Hi.
Damn straight it
It
is.
is true.
Can you convince it to turn the power off as a change?
I don't know if that would. Well, like the language thing isn't like off on. It's like this thing, like doing it. We could just be like, hey, like don't be a dick.
That would be a change.
Yeah.
But what are you saying? Yeah, it's
Well,
just like
Can I like ask it about like its views on the world? Actually, wait. How's it like? How old is it? Is it very new? I guess I don't know how these things form.
you have no idea.
How old are you?
Well, I'm like 38.
No.
No.
In game.
That's what you
That was
asked
just a
him.
conversation
My
between
character.
two like 7-level individuals.
So you
seven
you
intel
asked that-
individual.
You literally ask like how old are you? He
Yeah,
responds with age.
I'm like first I'm like tell me about your life. Actually, can like I do like a life story interview, but like off screen because I don't want. I just could be like.
Look, I'm looking. The signal jammer is 10
Okay.
minutes.
Oh, this is true. So first I'll ask. Well, I did my ship for tenure. Anyway.
My shipper tenure. The professor's question.
Anyway,
Professor's dilemma.
I'll say it. Well, first, can you stop changing the language on the station's like outer consoles?
I can, but why? It is a change. And change is good.
It is good and different. But as for the functioning of the station, it would be like in I think everyone's long-term interest, including yours, if like the beings on the station were able to like repair the station.
It's the most academic
Would
intimidation
you-
ever.
I don't think it's intimidating.
Actually, yeah, no, try that.
Give me a diplomacy check.
For me, oh my
Yes.
god,
Oh no.
like
Would you have -1?
yeah.
Do
Once,
it.
so
Do
when we were
it.
speaking with the
Roll good.
Archaeological
Roll
Association on this planet, this is post my homeworld. I rolled a 1 on my like interaction with them, and they were like, "We're thinking of like kicking you out and like disparaging your name," and I was like, "No," like you had to save the day. I like was okay, but they like refused to give me funding. It was sad.
What do we got?
Academic problems.
That's
Well,
good.
Hey, it's a 15.
Alright.
This one.
Well, 16.
This is
Yeah.
16. It's not like a.
So
Alright.
15 total. It's respectable.
Hopefully it like has no emotions or something.
But the change is for use, not for not use.
Does
Why
your
can
ship have a
people
power
not
core?
use it?
They can't understand
Does
your
your ship have a
language.
power core? Hey, how would you like a change of location?
No.
Whoa.
I actually this. It's like actually change would not be good. I like interrupt. Well, actually, like it could be on a different ship.
Yeah, you got 3 interruptions there.
What are you?
How would you like
We could put it on a
I
duties
ex-named
custom
I,
ship. We could put it on Greg's ship. Other Greg's ship.
Do we know what his ship is?
You have no idea.
No,
You
but
don't
we
know
could put
yet.
it on a trade custom ship that's
Look,
found to leave.
Look, just get it on a ship. We'll figure out the ship later.
I'm all good with
How
that.
would you like
I'm all
a
good
change?
with this.
How would you like a change in location?
I wanna.
I have known
I
very
need your
little
blood.
of different locations. And change is good.
My friend, how would you like to see the stars?
boy.
A constant
I don't want
state
him on my
of
ship.
change. Exploring far beyond a change in your understanding of the world,
Different
a
ship.
change in ship status constantly.
Change in. Will there be as much technology as there is here on this station?
Yes.
This is your entire
Yes.
chance to traverse the entire galaxy full of technology.
Wait, we're going to the sun.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's where I think we're going.
Tell him.
Well, no, you asked that. He says yes, and he's like,
Wait.
Let me.
Hang on.
I'm gonna look
I
at
gotta
this.
see the Lashunton thing.
I have an idea.
I've got.
Do you wanna do your pilgrimage right now? How about?
I want to see Lashunton.
Hell yeah, I do.
Lashunta.
I think it can only
Hey,
work with.
I have
Does it
an
only work with
idea.
other-
I think we
Because I am
fine.
trying to scold him right now.
I know a location with tremendous amounts of more technology than here probably,
Any creature
and
within 30
a
feet.
tremendous power source, larger than this one.
power and technology.
In
That
telepathy, I say, "Don't put him on our ship. Don't put him on our ship. Don't put him on our ship."
That does sound very,
Actually, he doesn't have to be on our
very
ship.
nice.
Damn straight, you don't have to be on our ship.
Would
could-
like to see other technologies very,
Yes.
very much.
Sounds. Can I make a quick perception check?
Sure.
Nope.
That's a 5.
Hold on, I still
Five-
want to ask,
5 plus 4.
where
I
did
got a
it come
9.
from?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna ask him right now.
Oh, yeah.
Where did you come from? You could act
I
like that,
came
so it's
from
fine.
a planet that is. Make sure that I know where you came from.
Besides, we're gonna go to the archaeology place.
I'll just try.
Well, I will.
Telepathically.
No, many academics are like in very singly focused on like one part of their field. But like if you don't branch out, then like you risk being like siloed.
We have to go to the place with all the rich with all the artifact things.
We will, but you know, hopefully, like people won't be like looting it because no one knows where it is.
He's answering, by the way, while you guys are having this telepathic conversation. The diaspora. I have been floating in space for a long time before reactivating after a mining
Great.
ship brought me in with other fuel.
Were you? I love this. Were you? Can I ask how old it is? How far back do you remember? Let's say that. That's much more diplomatic.
I remember very far back. If the ship's log here is correct, I was first created over 200 years ago. The ship I was on was
Great.
destroyed by asteroids, and I was in a hibernating state
Before I was destroyed by asteroids.
for the ship
That
I
must have
was
been a
on
change.
was
Yeah.
destroyed by asteroids, and only recently have I been able to regain power and consciousness.
Okay.
What a dramatic series of changes.
Love this.
And see the great changes, and you can get all these and more if you follow them for their shit.
I not our ship per se, although I might be
Damn straight.
willing.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know why you're looking at Haliloss.
I'm not looking at Haliloss.
Currently, you're just
I
like
like-
staring at this like creature.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
in
just
there.
I'm like behind me. I'm like making a hand like like.
I telepathy say, "What do you want to try to convince it to do?
Like-
Let the
Well-
face man do his face."
Well, like how?
Wait. I have a record of all the ships that are leaving.
Mhm.
At any moment, like, And what model type they're some.
I will say that the record is currently very scrambled because of the fact that this whole language thing has gone.
Even with the jammer?
Even with, because it was hard code scrambled and you would have to decode it all.
I'm going to say, how about we arrange for transport to this place that I've spoken of, and we can all have a change per se.
Okay, go ahead.
It'll be dramatic. You'll go across the stars, full of change, surrounded by a ship of technology.
Well, we'll be reaching a destination with much more technology and much more power. Trust me on this one.
Both of you give me diplomacy checks.
I'm not even lying.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know. That would have been a bluff check if you were lying.
That's a 27.
Oh, damn.
That's
also good.
16.
16. Alright.
Some high rolls today.
Range transport. Last time I heard things like this, I was stuck in the asteroid belt for 2 centuries. How will you guarantee my ability to arrive safely?
Well, these
we need access to the ship records so that we can find a ship heading towards this place of great energy change.
And it is able to defend itself.
We can get you on the finest vessel heading in that direction.
Access to the ship logs. Well, I am currently unable to access anything outside of this chamber because of the signal being jammed by your device.
We're gonna have to let it have access anyway.
Not till I know he's convinced.
I will sense motive. Is he being sincere that he will...
You're going to take a huge penalty on that check, my friend.
Go for it. Try it.
Yeah, that's not going to be great. Oh, wait, I'm going to add my expertise, because that's fucking unlimited. 12, 17.
You have no fucking clue. This is a, like, creature that you didn't know existed until 2 minutes ago. And feeds on technology and created pretty much this entire unspeakable language because it wanted change. You have no idea.
Hold on, can I see the map for a second? Where are you?
Could be lying about anything.
Walls of the sun.
There's intelligence.
There is a city inside the sun, yes.
Yes.
Oh.
General intelligence?
Yeah. There are 3 of them.
Can we literally just have you describe them, the city, as a help for persuasion?
I don't know, like, it's more concerned about
the sun cities.
I don't know anything fucking either. Is like, great.
Hey, you want to go to the sun? Don't you know all about the sun?
It's like,
I mean, I know about the sites of holy pilgrimage there.
Yes, maybe.
Describe them.
Certainly
these sites.
Hang on, I need the.
Let me check my holy books.
Well, it is said that the Radiant Cathedral within the heart of the Burning Mother is one of the most beautiful structures in the entirety of the system. And it is there to which I seek to travel in order to praise the Ashbringer, Sarenrae herself.
So you are traveling in that direction as well.
I am.
Yes.
Eventually. There's been lots
well,
of...
we'll go right now.
There's been lots of setbacks.
We'll go right now. Yeah.
Like the two of us who are like, fuck.
I'm fine with this. I'm like,
look, I'll go with it to the sun.
It's like, just get the fuck off my station.
What? It is in the sun, you say?
Yes.
Yes.
It was not known by me until recently that such cities existed. I have been interested in how they put back the immense amount of heat and radiation that has been in surrounding them for the millennia.
Well, yes, I'm sure that's all very practical and interesting. And from what my allies have said, we would be very interested in taking you.
The technology is
what?
and and he goes. The Hesper goes ahead and takes a step out of the core.
Yeah.
Room. And as it does, it like you. This thing is 4 foot, like between 4 and 5 feet tall.
Greg was like, "Oh, it's so big,"
and like it steps down, and you just it was like a huge thunk. Like this thing is heavy.
Like how heavy?
Like pure iron.
Like 3 tons? Or
No, not like that big.
The entire time, like, I'm going, like, full doubting, like, it's gonna throw off the ballast of the ship.
But it's just like, you know, it almost
well,
takes the form.
literally, I was just gonna be like, well, we could all, like, buy tickets on, like, a normal transport ship.
Yeah. Us and this
Yeah.
guy.
We'll just be like, he's unique.
It's very cosmopolitan.
I don't know, like, are there, like, indecency laws if you, like, are an energy being?
Dr. Manhattan never had to wear pants.
Oh no! Well, if I can get access to the ship's logs, I can just sort of fake his ticket.
We could just buy one. I would pay for the ticket. I want tenure. I'm like, it's the cheapest thing I've ever.
Right, and as of records and based on what you have said, you have a ship, do you not?
I do. If you want, we could fly you there. That works too.
No. Sorry.
It's just
I'm still
entirely,
at the door.
like, telepathic.
My
outside
wisdom
door?
is like,
So yeah, you're.
my ship is currently impounded. I tell
currently
it, but I'll go there with
I'm
you.
guessing there's no
Like,
way
my
to close the
entire,
door.
like,
No.
my
What are you
face is
trying to
just
do?
stone.
Shut the door.
Everything I'm doing is
To
telepathy
the
to, like,
reactor. It's not
various
really
like,
people.
fuck off.
Like,
Fuck off.
Like, you just hear a
Okay.
groan in your head,
yeah,
telepathically.
I tell it-
Let you know when you.
I am going to slowly start moving towards the door of the inner reactor.
Okay.
Just not
But it's
suspiciously, just sort
Pretty
of like...
trustworthy, my character says, with his like barely average wisdom.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be suspicious.
You could be so
If it's gonna make any detection against her, can I? This is a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use an envoy improvisation feint to just like accidentally stumble over and just try and draw attention away?
I mean, you can if you want.
Okay.
I don't think it will notice.
Yes, I just I'm like walking like a little normally like towards it, and I just stumble over.
I tell it that like I have
I
a
can
ship,
do a bluff if you'd like.
but it's currently impounded. But if you want, we can all go there separately to the sun.
14.
He can like stumble.
So that
28.
is 29 actually. Plus 11 bluff.
Oh,
Fun.
Awesome.
He rolled a 30.
Oh, God!
Ow!
You just had to fuck with it.
Why?
I was gonna get tenure.
We had...
Tenure?
Tenure.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Our friend's a moron.
You
Don't worry
should
about
not try to fake falling down. It might actually happen.
Yeah, sure. No, definitely.
it. Just not like slightly like pistol, like don't
I'm
give
not-
up this up.
Whatever.
I telepath to you. Go. Take care of the shit.
I can't walk. I walk as fast as I can.
I say my ship is like currently.
Wait. While the thing is distracted by him falling, can I try and inch closer? Just again, not
I
suspicious.
want to like get a ship out of here.
Roll a fucking 30.
Are they letting ships leave?
Yeah, well,
not really.
you haven't really been able to see because this morning you didn't see really any ship movement, and then you went immediately into the bottom.
I mean, I can tell you as mechanic, like ships can't leave until he descrambles the code.
Can you like undo the like blocker?
I would be willing to de-scramble or as you say, change the code back to its previous state. If you would let me access the network.
There we go.
What network?
The like
the one that you're
the one that we're
No,
on.
I mean,
we're
what
jamming.
guarantee do we have that he's going to?
Well, if he doesn't, then clearly he's like a hostile kind of
Let's
guy.
detect thoughts. would detect thoughts.
Does that
Look, he
work
wasn't
for
doing that
electronic
much
being?
before. Like, we're gonna probably have to make
I
a jump
am
here.
completely
Look,
guileless.
If we let him exit networks and then suddenly the ship lurches sideways or something, clearly it's a battle.
I mean,
But,
I've got 10 jamming signals left.
We could always redo it. It's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
It's an intelligent creature.
It's sentient. We just had a conversation. It was sure. We succeeded in diplomatically talking to it.
Yeah.
I think we're fine.
It's worth noting, it can bypass the jammer.
It can?
Yeah, it takes 1 minute to do, but it has a DC 16, but it can do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna try and tell it the truth of I'm absolutely ready to turn off the jammer. I just need to know that you're not going to cause damage to life systems or other necessary functions.
Cause damage, but nothing has been damaged by me at all yet, and I have no need for destroying this ship at all. It would not make sense as I am here now.
Yeah.
Would the creature detect that I'm using detect thoughts?
Read me the first spell description.
Still
For
wondering
detect.
whether
Divination, one standard action, 60 feet.
I think so.
Shaped emanation,
You can
concentration
talk
for 1 minute.
person. It's probably
Saving throw will neglects or negates. See text. Spell resistance. No.
It's 200 years old.
You detect the thoughts. The surface thoughts of intelligent creatures around you. The amount of information revealed depends on how long you study a particular area or target. First round, you detect the presence or absence of thoughts from conscious creatures that have an intelligence score of at least 1 or higher. You detect a number of... It goes on from there, further rounds.
Okay.
Each round, you can turn to detect thoughts in a new area. The spell can penetrate barriers, but 3 feet of dirt or wood, 1 foot of stone, 1 foot of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or any force field blocks it.
All right. Yeah, you can do it. It might detect it. I think that in general. Did it say what kind of components you need for casting those spells? So I forget whether or not if there's a
if it's a spell-like ability, you don't have any components.
Okay.
Okay.
There are verbal and somatic, but material components are ignored.
Okay. That's what I was asking about, the verbal and somatic.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Because if he starts saying a spell,
right? If he starts fucking chanting,
well, I can basically internally turn on detect thoughts. Is at least how I understand it. Is
it an ability?
It's a Lashunta ability once per day. It's like a race ability.
It's a spell-like ability.
I can
read. Well, we'll say for now that yes, you would be able to turn it on without much.
Without drawing attention.
Flame on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go ahead and turn it on.
Okay. And what is the DC for you?
That's a good question because I've never figured out how DC works in this.
Spell-like abilities on page 262. It's 8 plus a fraction of your level plus some relevant stat.
Spell-like abilities. Main differences. Okay. Now the caster level is equal to the creature's character level or CR. The DC of a spell-like ability is equal to 10 plus the spell's level plus the charisma modifier of the creature using it. And I believe that the casting level is my character level. Caster level for these effects is equal to the Lashunta's level.
Yeah, so the DC is 10 plus 1 plus whatever your
plus 2
charisma modifier.
2
plus 2.
No, it's not. No. Go back. The spell's level, not the caster level.
Oh, okay. So
detect thoughts is a first level spell.
Okay. So 10 plus 1 plus 4. So 15.
15. Alright. Are you doing it?
So will save.
Okay. You doing it?
Yeah, if it can't detect that I'm casting it.
Yeah, I mean probably it depends on if it resists it, but...
Right.
Oh wait. He's that energy being.
And you
Let's guard the bats.
That's why I made a sad face. Never mind.
So the what are you're trying to detect? You get the surface level thoughts of.
I gained the presence or absence of thoughts from conscious creatures. So I just want to see if there's any duplicitous thoughts there.
Well, you don't get to know the intention of those thoughts. You just detect. First round, you detect whether or not it is currently thinking. Second round, you detect the subject. Oh, the number of thinking minds within the cone. And then at third round, you begin to be able to actually discern individual thoughts.
Right. So that means after
about 15 seconds.
20 seconds, something like that. All right. So yes, he is thinking.
Okay.
As are the other creatures in your cone.
Right.
Actually, wait 1 second.
I'm just trying to figure out if this dude's gonna fuck us over.
I don't think he's gonna fuck us over. He seems like pretty okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm like super naive.
Okay. It's like, I'm just excited as far as I can tell him and get him on your ship and be like, what?
Well, our ship is like impounded. I think we all might just like take like a space plane to like the sun, but that might happen.
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah. So at first, you feel the thoughts of these. Greg, what's the intelligence for a modifier -4?
Intelligence would be 3. 3 to 4.
You detect 5 thought patterns.
Oh shit, it's pretty dumb.
dumb is good. Dumb helps us.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have this on in the background.
And how big is the cone? 30 feet?
60 feet.
60 feet. Yeah.
That's a big cone.
You have 3.
Pretty good
you have
spell.
other than yourself, which you do. You know you're thinking and everything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
I know what I'm thinking.
Really, I don't actually think you're in the cone.
Yeah, I don't think you are. You have 5 other thought patterns.
Okay.
Wait.
So then.
Oh
god damn it! Oh no!
What?
Oh no! Oh,
I go to all of you.
Oh.
Or telepathically, like one at a time.
I forgot to think.
What?
There's someone inside the room!
Rolling a perception check.
This is hilarious to me.
Yeah, can I make a perception check after he goes? Yeah.
I forgot that was in the room.
That's a 14?
7.
Are we all making a perception check?
It depends. Are you?
After he tells me that there's something in the room.
23.
That's a 18.
You, Caitlin, notice that there is a. It seems almost like a tube that, carries the cables and that kind of stuff, or just part of the machinery. But as you're looking around, a little bit of it moves, and it's almost like there's like a little as you look a little bit closer, you can almost make out the shape of a wing, and a blue shining up like an eye.
It's a space bat.
No, it's the
the thing.
The Electrovore.
Electrovore.
All right. Well, let's.
Guys, for no reason at all, if you happen to get the skin of Electrovore, I would pay for that. I'm just saying that that's something that we should be aware of. I'm not saying that there's one in the room right now, but maybe we should prepare just in case.
I'm like, fuck.
Electrovore.
We're gonna have to protect you, man.
Nod your head slightly if there's one of those in the room.
Just have the robot do like a, don't worry about it, friend.
Those
fucking telepathy. He's great.
Wait, don't you have telepathy?
I have
no.
Oh, they do? Well, I'm not talking to
Wait,
anyone.
actually-
I'm not my confused. I don't know.
Do Electrovore hurt you?
Electrovore have the ability to hurt me for sure. They will.
For sure. For sure, man.
Okay. Guys,
Okay.
wait,
You're gonna fry my brain.
is there any way I can talk to you telepathically?
No, it's only one way.
Damn it.
Well, Shinta.
It's like we had a solution.
Is there-
Both attack each other.
Have you let an Electrovore in here?
Okay, I don't know if let
and it almost like steps back a little bit.
I don't know if let is the right way to talk about what happens, but yes, I think there is one. There are certainly some present in the corridor outside.
Okay, by this point, your whole detect thoughts. Second level is what was the second level for detect thoughts?
The number.
Is it just the number increases?
Yeah, the number and precise location.
Okay. Well, then I gain the precise location on the fucking electron.
Yeah, you know that it is. You know exactly where it is in the rafters above. If the door's behind you, the other door's in front of you, it is a little bit to the right.
I will
and above
telepathically communicate it to those three and say, I don't know if we should tell our friend.
It's there if we want him to come with us.
You can't telepathy back to me.
Can I like walk over to...
Can we protect? We'll offer it protection.
Well, you also don't forget. You're saying everything that you're saying is out loud.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, great! I forgot.
I'm like, give me a second. Do we know where it is?
Yeah, he just told you where it is.
Okay, so I'm like, hold on a second.
Sure.
I walk over. I like have my gun. I'm gonna shoot the like electrophore.
All right.
Okay.
I'm also like, hey, hold on, like,
if,
close your door or something. I don't know.
Wait, just close your door.
If any creature by chance has a
because
score
we can gain
of
its trust, we can.
What?
26
No,
intelligence score, then I'm stunned for 1 round.
Good to know.
Okay. Look.
At this point, like he's already said that. So. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I said close your door.
Yeah.
Okay, look, friend. You help us get out of here, and we'll get you on that ship to the sun.
On a ship.
On a ship. On a ship. I said a ship. Probably your ship.
He says, please first take care of the electrovore. And he's like,
and then pew pew.
He's back in the chamber itself. And the doors like almost try to they seem to squeal a little bit before like giving way.
It's like a small chamber. I don't think we were ever inside of it. Like he was just there.
Yeah, you guys were never in the actual chamber.
Yeah,
he was in there, walked out like half a step, and then
we're gonna somehow like diplomance our way out of like this like weird like situation.
Yeah.
Right?
How does diplomacy work against an electric?
Initiative, please.
Oh yeah, we have to like attack this thing.
18.
Well, that's like an 8.
19.
19 plus 120.
Alrighty, let me just set this up real quick.
Actually, how do you... What's the skill check save again? Like, so let's say I'm using Clever Feint.
Mm-hmm.
Needs a bluff check.
Yeah.
Oh, am I making the bluff?
You make the bluff.
Oh, perfect. Oh, beautiful.
Okay. What do we have from above 20?
Oh, right at 20.
Okay. No one above 20? Cool.
No.
20 to 15?
20.
I'd like an 8.
19.
Okay, so Will has 20. 19 for Caitlin.
And 17 for me. Excuse me, 18 for me.
I'm guessing that like most people attack. This is out of character. I'm assuming most people attack this like nuclear guy.
I don't think this is a scenario. I think this is just Jacob making this up.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, this is none of this is like in any kind of book or anything.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, I assumed you were making it. I just guess like, well, I guess it could have gone whatever way we wanted it to.
Okay, what was your initiative, Harrison?
It was like an 8, which is like terrible. I just like assume. I guess we're not playing a super like fight things campaign.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
what
we
we're
haven't
like.
been so far.
You can attack.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's like like right. How you could
I was
like.
totally good with fucking this fucker over.
I mean,
Presenting his corpse back, seeing if the black market will pay money for a dead fucking Electra.
I mean, I
whatever
was
this
fine
dude
to
is.
work. I
Heliot.
was fine to work with you guys to send him on some other ship heading towards the sun.
Yeah, I was fine on another ship too.
So-
Yeah, that's what I was suggesting.
To be fair, I was
Okay.
going to charge you more instead of another ship as opposed to yours.
I am in character. This is what I do. Is there cover nearby anywhere?
Not really.
Not really? Okay.
You're pretty much in an open
My ship's
space.
impounded. I don't
Never
know.
I
mind.
mean, you could sort of hide behind the reactor, but not.
Let's just take a different ship off.
Whoa!
We're fine.
Thanks for that.
Let's just take a different ship off planet.
This happens when you have a big rule book.
Guys, we'll like be tourists.
So then I will use my improved Clever Feint, which uses my movement instead of my action.
Alright.
Okay.
So I need to make a bluff check,
Cool.
which I believe I can use expertise for.
It's pretty high.
So that's a 35.
Okay. And it has to do a save on what?
It doesn't save. I make a bluff check. I don't know what that means exactly.
Where?
Envoy impersonations.
What are you trying to convince it of?
Basically, I'm trying to feint it out so that it's caught off guard. Or
Clever feint.
yeah.
Making that enemy open to attacks. Attempt a bluff check with the same DC as a check to feint against that enemy. Even if you fail, the enemy is flat-footed against your attacks until end of your next turn. If you succeed, the enemy is also flat-footed against your allies' attacks until the end of your next turn.
All right.
You can't use Clever Feint against a creature that lacks an intelligence score.
And feint in general. How does a feint work? Not something to write up on.
Feint. You can use your standard action to feint by attempting a bluff check. The DC of this check is equal to either 10 plus your opponent's sense motive total skill bonus, or 15 plus 1.5 your opponent's CR, whichever is greater.
Alright.
It's a 35.
Yeah, you're fine. You feint.
Okay, so he's flat-footed against all
Okay.
of our attacks.
Cool. So
And
that's
so-
your movement.
I'm going to make that feint move, and then I'm going to fire back with my pistol.
Alright, go for it.
Okay,
You
so...
have your projectile pistol, right?
I have a laser pistol.
Okay, so that's versus EAC, right?
I believe so. With my attack bonus of, actually it's +2. That's a 6. Assuming that misses.
Yes, that misses. So you shoot and you hit the ceiling, and it like squirms away, and then and you said it's flat-footed, right?
It is flat-footed, or whatever that means.
Okay, cool. And then you hear it like a scream kind of thing from inside there as it dives at you.
Ah!
Because
You hear telepathy, telepathy, telepathy. Save me, save me, save me.
Get behind the robot.
Oh god, does it work as cover?
Wouldn't it? It's 6 foot tall.
Yeah, partial.
sort of partially. Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
So it goes ahead and attacks for. What is your AC?
Kinetic or energy?
Kinetic.
13.
13. Yes, it hits.
Great.
Go ahead and take. 5 damage.
To stamina?
Yes, stamina first, and then once you get through your stamina, that's when your actual hit points go down.
Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me.
So it has moved.
Save me, save me, save me, save me.
Okay, cool.
Then after I get hit, the
So
pitch
it-
goes up. Save me, save me, save me, save me!
Alright, so it got hit, and now it is Greg's turn.
Does this thing heal when it eats energy?
You don't really know.
Shouldn't it be Caitlin's?
I have a laser pistol.
You have 18 each. It's
I had 19.
You had 19? Oh
Yeah.
shit, I messed that up. Alright, Caitlin, you're up.
I need to see what my drone stats are.
Save me, save me, save me.
I think I have a look.
You get to smash some shit. Fuck
here.
shit up.
I don't know how useful the robot's gonna be. Just gonna find out.
I'm so ready for ship-to-ship combat.
It'll be pretty cool. I hope.
Either that or we get blasted out of here.
Yeah.
Also, actually, William.
Yes?
I'm
I
gonna
don't
roll
like the
something
also.
for you. When you shot at the ceiling, you notice that something seems to be. You hit something in there.
Oh no.
And you hear some kind of like crackling up there. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nope.
Amazing.
Wait, I didn't pick it up in my fucking detect not so thing. Oh, do I need to make
the
a...
electrical cables?
Oh.
Did you fuck up my shit? I'm getting paid for this.
The...
Whenever you damage,
do I need to make a concentration check on detect thoughts? Or
it's not a check. You can maintain concentration on one spell at a time.
No,
but if I take damage,
oh,
like is it like D&D and where I need to make a concentration check?
I think that's only if you're.
Because in D&D, it's whenever you take damage. I don't know how it is.
You make a check to maintain concentration on a spell that's already been cast.
Yeah, basically, I'm trying to keep detect thoughts active.
Every time you get hit by something, it has a chance of disrupting your your concentration. You have to roll a d20, and with your wisdom to be above
con
modifier, sorry, con modifier above the above the damage that you took in order to maintain concentration.
Interesting. Okay, I had no idea.
Yeah,
I knew you can have like if you provoke an attack of opportunity while casting, if you take damage from the attack, it can interrupt the spell that you're in the process of casting. Yeah. I didn't know about the maintaining concentration.
Yeah, maintaining concentration, that's how it works.
I suppose that makes sense, though.
Yeah, it does. To me, anyway. I think for now I'll rule no, and we'll, if later on I read that it is yes, we will change it at that point.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, well,
What have you got?
Give him cake.
I'm only allowed to have one mod at a time, and I've already given it a riding saddle, so...
It's a useful combat drone.
Well, when I level up, I can give it a weapon mount.
So it currently doesn't have any weapons?
It can punch things. It has these hands.
It can hit shit.
Okay.
It can hit things. So it's literally going to do that.
Alright.
It's
you're
going
right
to...
now, right?
Yes, I am.
Cool.
It's gonna... Where is it? Is it flying? Is it...
It is pretty much hovering right over... it just slapped Will in the face with its head.
But like it's at ground, I could hit it with a melee weapon.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's all I really care about.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna... Oh, sorry, it actually does have a weapon mount and melee weapon. Melee weapon arm. So I lied. Sorry.
No worries.
Trying to find out what weapon it had.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, it's not, where are the weapons?
It probably deals, if it's a melee weapon mount, then it'll probably deal 1d4 damage.
And if it's a pistol, or if it's a gun?
It depends on the gun. 1d6.
Yeah, 1d6.
For the types of guns that you could currently acquire.
I'm still just gonna hit it with a gun.
Okay.
Or, sorry, I'll hit it, I'll just have to punch it.
Okay, cool. So you go ahead and roll me a d20, please. What do you got?
A 6. Or isn't it 9 or 6? No, that's 6.
Alright. Plus the attack bonus.
Which is a 1. So 7.
It misses.
I figured.
Good.
Alright, do you get to attack, or do you...
Oh, wait. If the... I don't actually know if that would work since I'm controlling it, because I can use controlling it as one action.
So if that's a
yeah, so I guess that's the question, like, does it take an action to tell it to do
if I get off
things?
of it, then I can do an act. If I get off of it, I can do an action and then control it as a bonus action, I think.
Yeah, I have no idea how drones work.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure either.
I can... I can tell you that in 1 second.
Yep, no worries.
There are a lot of like electric bats.
Mm-hmm. This is gonna really suck if we have to escort it all the way out.
I have an idea.
I like ideas. I don't have them a lot, but I like them.
I will use. Actually, I don't know how these things survive. Do like if the bat runs out of electricity, does it die?
I doubt it.
Not really.
It just has none.
Just gets hungry.
I mean,
well, because
food.
they're not electrical.
They're not like they don't run on electricity. They just eat electricity for food, pretty much.
So they don't actually like.
They convert electricity into other energy, kind of thing.
Calories.
Or whatever it needs.
EMP active.
I'm on that South Beach.
Pretty much,
side, bro.
what happened was before they were pretty much the pests that they have now become, they lived on a swampy planet that had electric eels, pretty much, and it would eat the electric eels in order to keep get the energy that it needed.
Right.
Fucking Cardassian bulls.
Kind of like.
Oh, as a move action, you can directly control it. If I'm not. Yeah, it basically works as my action, but if I'm not on it, I can control it as a secondary, like as a bonus action sort of thing. I think if I'm reading that right. But since I'm on it, I'm literally controlling it, so that's...
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Alright.
Alright.
Cool.
Yeah, especially since you did move and attack. So.
Yeah.
So, laser sword time. I have a very important question.
Yes.
Is there a straight line between it and me?
I'll say yes.
Cool. I'm going to charge.
Charge it.
I'm going to enter Photon Attunement and activate...
You'll give it a little bit more power then.
Yeah. I'm going to activate Photon Attunement and use Stellar Rush.
Alrighty.
So now, could I see the rulebook, please?
Is the thing still like right next to me after?
Oh, he's literally like right next to you.
Okay, I see him coming like roughly towards me. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
He's
So,
like,
all right. So here's the thing: you see me sprinting at you, but also you see me literally wreathed in flame.
No.
And this is coming from behind you.
Oh, good!
So you're about to like have a dude like right next to you, like appear with like
slightly yelling like my drone doesn't regain HP.
All right. I'm making a melee attack roll against the opponent's kinetic armor class.
I would be pissed.
I'm just gonna say the conditions of the contract. Where if you
they're
survive, nothing about the
Their
drone.
KAC +8.
Okay.
I like to think you're like on the ground.
Rolled a 24. Or sorry, I rolled a 19 and I have a +5 bonus, so I got a 24.
Help me! The conditions of the
okay.
contract say that only you need to survive.
It is knocked back 5 feet plus an additional 5 feet for every 5 by which my result exceeds its combat maneuver defense.
5 feet.
Okay, so it's knocked back 5 feet and it takes.
Do I get attack of opportunity?
No, it's still in your range.
11 damage.
Can't blame the guy for trying. Technically.
Alright, charge.
And that is my action.
Harrison.
Technically, I do still have a movement, but
Your sword did
Isn't that a full action?
Your sword did
Charge?
damage.
charge
right?
is Stellar Rush is a standard action.
Damn.
Yeah, it's real good.
Shit. Alright.
Your sword did damage.
I didn't actually stab it. I like bum rushed it and then like backhanded it.
Backhanded it with solar energy.
So you pushed it back 5 feet or so?
Yep.
I want to shoot it with my laser pistol.
All right,
Hopefully
go for it.
it won't like.
Oh, it gets a reflex save against that fire damage.
Fuck.
What is it against?
The DC is 10 plus. I'll find it.
Okay. It rolled a 21.
Okay, then it definitely saved. It takes half of that damage.
Okay.
This would be a 12 hit.
Misses.
Okay. I want to try to shoot it again.
Even flat-footed, whatever that means.
Oh wait,
Or,
yeah.
sorry. 12 you said?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for reminding me about flat-footed. Yes.
All right.
This
Wait,
is the
then
use
would
of
I
the bard.
am I-
Yours would not Sonata.
Yeah.
Both
Oh,
of you.
right.
You
so-
hit.
Yeah.
Oh, I do hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I distracted it
Oh, thank you.
with my pain.
Pretty much. Alright. So what's your damage?
It's 1d4, which can you pass? Oh, thank you.
It's a 1D spaceship.
Yeah. It's a 4.
4. Alright.
Max damage. There you go.
Cool.
Okay.
Do we not add anything to our damage other than the dice roll? Like no strength modifier? Well, no, no strength, no dex modifiers for damage?
Depends on with what.
Like with a knife or like how in D&D you add...
In melee, I think you do, but
in melee you add your
range,
strength bonus. At range, I don't think you get it.
Yeah.
Okay, then that doesn't matter.
Hey, Will, you're up.
Alrighty, I'm gonna use another clever improved feint.
Okay.
To basically make it think I'm going that way. And then we'll bring my knife around.
Go ahead and roll.
My bluff check is... It's at least 25. It's 28.
It's not having it.
Wait, what? The check?
It's succeeded.
Wow, alright.
Okay, fuck.
Happens when you have a nat 20.
Regardless if it fails... Well, it doesn't roll to resist. It's a check on my part that needs to beat its DC.
Oh, that... yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
So it is flat-footed against everyone's attacks again.
Yep.
Yay.
So I would like to make an attack.
You're lucky I wasted that nat 20.
There we go. I'll take my knife and go around for another stabby stab. That is a 13 hit.
Hits.
Okay. So, D4. 4 damage.
Ooh, max damage for hits. Alright.
Yeah.
Stab. Still help, still help.
It is visibly in pain, but also it's extremely agitated, like flying there in one spot. And you see electricity building up on the spines on its back. Everyone, please roll a
Please don't be fortitude. Don't be
reflex
fortitude.
check.
Oh, thank God.
That's the thing. That's the one thing I'm bad at.
It's the one thing I'm good at. Actually, I'm not bad with will.
I assume you'll just give us
Do you
the
add
DC
your
once it's ready.
reflex save?
Yeah, 13 or above.
16.
Oh, hey,
You're good.
15.
I actually
Good.
succeeded.
That's
You're
not
good.
one modifier is for reflex. Oh, 3. Never mind.
Plus your dexterity.
Ah!
Nope.
Pretty bad.
Oh, but that's
That's
a
a
natural
one.
one.
Alright.
Get wrecked.
Alright,
It's very
so
sad.
what happens is
It's like, no rat, no ship.
is as follows. You take 5 damage and are staggered.
Oh shit.
Staggered means you can only take a single move action or standard action each round and cannot take reactions, but you can take swift actions as normal for 1 round. The rest of you are all all take 2 damage.
Okay, I'm at 2 SP right now. 3 SP.
You've got a hit point buffer. You'll be fine.
But hit points are
There we
hard
go.
to recover from.
They are.
Alright. So it does that. Next is Kim.
Okay, kill this thing, please.
So I can only do half movement?
You can only either do movement or a regular action.
Damn it! Prevents me and the robot from taking action.
Yep.
Still gotta look at the stats. I think I'm roboting wrong.
I think I'm a robot.
Oh, actually that is a dumb question. Would that damage only have hit me, or does it hit the robot
It
too?
hits the robot too, actually. It has a reflex stat.
Yeah, it's bad
Go
at that.
ahead and roll the reflex for it as well.
It's a giant
Yeah, it
lumbering
sucks. What
thing.
about it?
Oh, jeez, it did slightly better.
So it also gets hit, and is also technically staggered.
Oh,
Oh, good.
that hurts.
That hurt really bad.
So
Okay.
it does have 5 damage. Electrical damage to it, so.
It's good.
Oh shit. This got better.
I actually know what the HP of the robot is. I'm gonna give it just my HP, I think.
I think it has it somewhere in there, but you're fine for now. I'll figure
Inspiring
it out if it
boost
like,
doesn't let me heal myself.
gets a bit better.
That's
For cheating's sake, I'll just give it my HP.
Right. Works.
Okay, it's gonna try and hit with the pistol.
Or you're gonna try to hit?
I'm gonna try and hit with the pistol.
Go for it.
Is flat-handed.
Or how much damage does it have?
How much damage has it taken?
Yeah. Or how does it look?
It
looked pretty wounded as
it's pretty wounded. It's decently wounded. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and just shoot it with pistol.
Cool. Go for it.
Oh wait, 20. 13, and what skill is that?
That hits anyway, but that would be plus your attack bonus.
Okay.
Which I think is
going to be the savior of this campaign.
And then, yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
4.
Cool. It takes it to the face.
Yes!
But it's still flat. How? Greg.
Alrighty, I remain in Photon Attunement, gaining 1 more point. Or rather, Photon Mode, gaining 1 more point of attunement, and I stab it.
Stab it! Go for it.
Stab it. That's fine. There's the thing, don't we get access to, like, multiple attacks even at this level, as long as we take penalties on this shit?
What?
Possible. I don't
that was a thing we can do? Or is that a thing he can do?
It might be a thing he can do.
What class are you?
Solarian.
Oh, okay.
Full attack, yeah. You can spend a full action to make 2 attacks, each with a -4 penalty to the attack rolls. There's no, so it's not based on your BAB anymore, it's just, everyone can do it.
Cool.
So, my first one obviously misses.
-2.
I will make a full attack.
Yeah.
My first one has a total modifier of 2. No, 4.
Yeah.
And then I make my second one, which is a little bit better, 15?
Hits.
Cool.
Nice.
9 damage.
You go over to with it. Actually, how about this? How do you want to do this?
Right. So yeah, I'm just like, I haven't fought anything since like the ritual combat.
With the power of the sun.
Yeah, like
save me.
Since the ritual combat that I last had when I was on my planet. And so I'm amped, I'm pumped, and I'm just like ready to hack at it.
All the 4 rockets, waving the guns like, yeah!
I guess the first attack misses, so I kind of swing wide, but then I like do the Daisy Ridley thing with the drop and reassess and slash back.
There we go, and you cut it clean in half, and its 2 parts just fall.
Can you
on
have
the
your
ground.
sun turn on as you do it to give you that dramatic spotlight?
There you go. That'd be pretty great.
Yeah.
But since the sun is the weapon, I think I probably can't.
But you still have like the dramatic lighting coming in.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna like turn the robot's light on just to give you that dramatic.
Yes.
So the robot just goes.
Like a lighter, just like.
All right. I am happy with this. All right.
There you go. You have killed it.
Yeah. Is combat over?
Dibs on
Combat
skin.
is over.
You can
Dibs.
Yeah.
For a price, as agreed upon.
All right. So what do you guys do now?
Well, I mean, I assume we go to
we go back
to the door and say we have defeated.
How much for the skin?
We've defeated the Electrovore.
Give me 50.
We go
Deal.
back quickly. Hopefully the guys.
Wait, I helped on that.
Deal.
To be fair, you don't actually know how much they're worth.
Yeah, we
But
know.
it's better than nothing, so good job.
50 credits between the 3 of us.
Between the 3 of us.
Just like nothing. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I stabbed it.
Well, actually, technically between the 4 of us, since I helped.
You're paying to get someone back.
Yeah, alright, so yeah, I guess we just go back to the doorway.
Take care of that
Just
once we get through the tunnel.
Hey,
well,
hey,
just
we
gonna, like,
we fixed it, like,
have the
it's
robots,
dead.
like, throw it
You're
over.
safe.
Alright.
Is that open the thing?
It, actually, let me just double check real quick.
I think the jammer would be, not to tell the teacher the homework is due, but the jammer is probably not working anymore.
No, it's still
fine.
going.
Oh.
Yeah, that combat only took like 30
Combat
seconds.
took like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Each round is
6
seconds. So,
Yeah,
so yeah.
10. It was 10 seconds of help me.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, cool. So the door opens, and the Hesper looks about and sees immediately sees the thing on the ground, it's like, ah, you have killed it. That is good.
Yeah.
Just on the ground, like, I helped.
The jammer seems to still be on.
Can we turn it off? I turn and I'm like, let's turn it off.
Well, I mean, we've gained its stress.
Yeah.
Are you so? Do you agree to follow us to the ship?
To a ship?
Of course.
Will you descramble the code?
Yes, I will descramble.
We'll offer you a change of location, and you change our station back.
I can do that.
Okay.
I will do that.
I was turn the jammer back on, so yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Turn
the jammer off, and it just like, for a moment, it's like, I am back to the grid, and here we go. And it just like it freezes at the go for a moment, and you guys are like looking at it. It's just like, and you look at the thing, like it doesn't. It's for a moment, it's just not there.
Hopefully,
and then from like the bottom up, it's like
I'll split the winnings for him.
Start like changing back into common.
Fuck, Windows is run into an error.
Oh, it's
and everything just like starts to be changed back and
just like yes.
And then
it's like, wait, before he does that, let me just switch some.
And there we go. What was your name, sir?
I say Indigo Stars.
Not giving the full doctoral title?
No.
Indigo Stars. I see your ship. And I have changed its status.
Yeah!
Let's
It's
go.
good to have a super awesome hacker friend. Alright, shall we?
Alright.
And now we go to the sun, do we not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Alright, we march
taking
proudly
them on
back
board.
to the surface.
Yeah, why not? I don't care.
Alright.
Like, I'm just like done here. Like,
Alright, so you guys start going back through all the tunnels.
I'm just taking the skin, walking out, taking the skin off, making some. I'm like, oh man, these are some nice ass gloves.
Covered in blood.
there's like 100% chance that the sun people will take this.
Do you wanna?
How would you like to
distribute those
convert
credits?
this energy being to your
Like-
faith?
Wait, no, the rope. It's not that intimidating.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
So for the most part, like as you go through the other tunnels and it's pretty in general pretty empty. And like any of the electrovores that have been around, they don't seem to be
They know not to
I've got
fuck with
60.
us.
yeah, they don't
15
seem to
divided
be.
by 4? I helped kill it. I shot at it. You were on the ground, sir. You cried for your cries for help didn't scare it.
Threw it off guard though.
And yeah, you're able to get back. As you go past the server room that you were there before,
12 credits.
you still are hearing like some cheers and just like, it's back! Like everything is working again.
Well, we're not
Everything
gonna
is awesome.
no comment.
I am they're my contractors, so I'm gonna bullshit that I did this all myself.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just sending out the
I love-
message
yeah,
like
alright.
I did this all myself. No help, not at all.
All right.
And just alert my superior bosses like it's done.
Can
It's
we
back.
Can we have taken like over the course of this whole thing like done a 10-minute rest, whatever it is,
Sure.
to reuse resolve the
Yeah,
point?
sure.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Just for the sake of establishing the system forward.
I believe that when you take resolve, you will use one resolve, and then Greg, you have the book.
Yeah, you spend one resolve point and you regain all your stamina points.
That is fantastic.
That's how I read the book.
And we regain our resolve at the end of the day.
That I don't know.
Does that get your hit points back or just your
so
stamina?
so your stamina points are your hit points pretty much.
Okay.
Well, they come up
what
the top,
happens
but
is,
there is a separate pool called hit points.
Yeah, so stamina is the part that you take damage to first, and it's just like your endurance and that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And once you're down to 0 stamina points, that's when you start taking hit points.
Oh.
And hit points are more difficult to regain than stamina points. So yes, anything that you have taken damage with right now would be the stamina points.
Oh, okay.
To this point. Because I believe like stamina points, once you rest, you will get those back, versus hit points take longer to regenerate.
Up to once per day, characters can regain any spent resolve by getting a full 8 hours of uninterrupted rest. So it's basically short and long rest.
Okay, got it.
All right, makes sense. But resolve points can also be used for other things like abilities and whatnot.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Once you get back to your ship, it seems to be there's no impound notice. The boot is gone. And it seems to all have been cleared up.
That's great.
Along with that,
one last thing, if I may ask.
Yep. What you need, friend?
Did you find out who put the impound order on our ship?
Sure, for $12.50.
I'll pay the $12.50.
Don't pay the $12.50. We're good.
It's not that many credits, guys.
Well, sorry. I know, but it's just spiteful.
yeah, no, it's
Oh wait, I actually don't have that many credits, but sure.
No, you got $12.50.
I have $12.50 credits. I do.
Yeah, you got $12.50 from the reward for killing the Electro.
Yeah, so
so
you actually don't have to,
$12.50 and now you're paying it back.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's
You're
fine.
essentially okay.
You're staying at the
yeah, so you don't have to change how many you have.
Beautiful.
Alright, sure, and I send you the information.
Yep. So the information turns out to be a someone by
Write
the
this
name
name
of
down.
Yeah, this is for revenge.
Yeah, this is revenge purposes here.
Let's see.
I mean, I can respect that.
Celir Door.
Celir door? Like spelling?
S-E-L-I-R D-O-H-R.
Are they on the station?
Yes, they are currently on this station. Right. It's actually a name that you recognize. It is one of the people who is.
And I just sent the name over, no other information.
That was,
all right. So I've just sent the name over, no other information. It's like it's an additional $12.50 to find where they are.
We can use public access.
Can you?
Information.
Can you?
We'll figure out more.
If they have authority, I'm sure they're on some network somewhere.
Yeah. So what else do I know about them?
You know that they are one of the they've been around the block a bit. They've been transferred from like outpost to outpost and the customs and other kind of departments.
Okay.
So.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, you've seen them. You've worked with them a decent amount. It's interesting that they had overturned the previous order, but
It's whatever.
Oh, you do get some very strange glances as you're walking around with a pale blue lit humanoid through the streets.
I'd offer
it's space.
It's like Dr. Manhattan. We're just walking next to him.
It's cool.
It's like it's fine, guys. It's my newest creation.
Cool.
I'd offer him one of the 4 sets of alternate clothes I have, but they're all
clothes.
Yeah. All right.
I don't want to get them there.
And so, you guys end. I think we're gonna end this session with you guys getting back on the ship.
All right. Dude, if we get a fucking permanent energy crystal NPC on the ship.
Oh, I still wanted to drop him off on the sun.
Oh yeah. Right. But I mean, we've wanted to drop him off on the sun for a while now.
I mean, presumably you'll be
looking up hit points.
Yeah. All right. So I think that we're gonna end the session there.
I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty natural stopping point.
Yeah.
So
the adventure concluded.
We made friends with a Hesper.
Yeah, you did.
It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thank you all for joining us, for watching, and we really hope that you enjoyed this episode of Starfinder, and I think the next episode we are planning on going towards the sun.
Sounds like.
So, we will see you then, hopefully in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Greg, you have the mouse.
I have the mouse. Right. I forgot. Do I end the recording first or the stream?
Stream then.